Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between, and ARMS fans. It is me, the disembodied voice of the one and only BrettWils. I have, for some reason, been asked to commentate tonight's amazing event for you all. I was actually the last resort. Everyone else was busy, but you got me tonight, and it's going to be a hell of a night. We've got 8. Count them 8 of the finest competitors that we see in the online North America circuit. We've got Astro Ninja, Frosty, Prince, S&G, Glyph, Emperor, Aya Darling, and Mr. Table. It's going to be a heck of a night. We're going to have several barnstormers for y'all to watch, enjoy, and smack that subscribe button. And if you make it all the way through the whole thing, we've got some pretty big announcements too. It's going to be an awesome night. We're going to have a lot of fun. And hopefully my commentary's pretty darn good. That's going to be our goal. We're just waiting on our first 2 competitors to go and pop into the lobby, get all ready, get all organized. We're going to be starting out pretty strong. It's going to be a fun match. We've got a little Astro Ninja versus Frosty. I, for one, am real interested in seeing if Frosty can get her done. Astro Ninja's commonly top dog as far as the power ranking season goes. I'm really interested in seeing if tonight is the night he can finally be dethroned. While we're waiting on them, I'm just stuck here in the empty old BWCS lobby, the commentary booth, the $1 million commentary booth. Hopefully, can I get a mic check actually before we start playing hard? Before we start screaming hard. Game audio good? My voice good? I feel like my voice is maybe a bit low. Actually, no, it sounds like my voice is pretty darn good. I think we're ready to go once we get everybody in here. Hopefully it's soon. I really want to stop hanging out at this empty commentary booth. That's my goal. That's my plan. Just so everybody knows, DQ timer, normally 15 minutes. Okay, thank you, Glyph. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm not hallucinating my camera quality. Not camera, microphone. I'm a disembodied voice bringing commentary. I don't have a camera. Cool, buddy. I think stuff is happening. Astro seems to be alive. He's typing up a storm. Oh my goodness. Oh my good golly gracious. He said, yo. Oh my god, he's here. Now, all we gotta do is sit back, wait for their stage selection, see where the first round of the night is going to end up taking us. There's a few different places they could go. Standard starting picks as far as regular matches go. We're looking at either Sparring Ring, DNA Lab, Buster Beach, Temple Grounds, or Mazo for the first round. If I know anything about how these two play, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Astro want to take things to Mazo, try to spread things to there. Frosty, we'll see what he wants to do. Normally he plays a little bit more slippery, a little bit more slidey. And tonight, we're going to be broadcasting all of Winners Round 1. And going forward, we'll see what we end up getting, where the night takes us. At the very least, I can promise you a solid Winners Round 1, a total of 4 matchups and finals. We'll see what lies in between. We'll see how the night goes, where the winds take us. While we're waiting on everybody to get situated, waiting on our competitors to get ready, pick out their stages. How's everybody doing? It's been a while since we talked. Nintendo Switch 2 Day is next Thursday. This is going to be the last PR Invitational before we get the Switch 2 and the big ARMS update. Oh my god. Isn't that exciting? I think it's exciting. Hopefully we get to play ARMS in 4K, 120 FPS. That's the dream. Oh, and I've given a factual error. Temple Grounds is not actually... Oh my gosh, I'm goofy. Temple Grounds is not actually a starter stage. It's a counter pick. Ribbon Ring. Ribbon Ring is a starter. So, we'll see how that changes things up. Didn't actually matter as far as anything goes, but me trying to be factual. But, you know, whatever. All right, looks like we're getting a temple ban from Astro. Yeah, you know, on one hand, I think it'd be really interesting to include the back and forth between players, but at the same time, you guys would really get the same experience that I am, just kind of sitting here, watching, waiting, listening to the same loop of ooh for 15 minutes approximately. Longer for me. I've been listening to this for like the last 30 minutes, getting everything set up. Astro just pulled one on me. He can't ban Temple. It's not a starter. It's not a starter stage. Oh my goodness. Ugh. On the bright side, ARMS online competitive scene is probably the one thing that North America gets consistently right, at least within the last few months. So we've got that going for us once we get past this minor hiccup of picking a stage. Okay, now everybody's on the same stage, or same page. Everybody has a stage list. We've got our first real ban of DNA. Oh my goodness, we might actually be going somewhere and leaving this $1 million studio, y'all. I am ecstatic with this development. Oh my goodness. Once we get out of here, this is the only time we're actually going to see the $1 million esports studio. So praise be. Well, once we're done with this, we're out of here and we can actually get to the real stuff. All right, so DNA, Mazo, and Ribbon all on the chopping block. Where is Astro going to take us? To sparring. We're going to sparring. Now, we just got to get everyone in the same lobby. I got one of these guys. The other's making me wait a little bit. Not gonna call anyone out because that's a little bit rude, but you know who you are. You know, Emperor, I don't know. I don't know that arms spelled backwards is hat, but man, you cannot see enough of my smile right now. Oh my gosh, if you guys could see me, if you could see how big I'm smiling, waiting for this lobby to get going. Oh man, it's infectious. It's crazy. It's nutty. Oh, there we go. We finally got everybody going. We can finally play some arms. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go. First match is going to be starting up with Astro and Frosty like we've been saying. Once they're ready, of course. Once they feel like moving. Yeah, once they feel like moving, we're going to go ahead, get going. Boom, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. All right, so we've got a little Kid Cobra versus Max Brass action. No clapback on the Cobra. We love to see it. Oh, I've got to change this around, though. Oh, no. Now that that's done, ACB is twins. Both pretty evenly matched at the moment. Looks like Kid Cobra is having a bit of a hard time getting around the And there it is. Really quick round one. Astro taking it off of Frosty. because that's really the big thing setting him back. Fantastic block for that rush. Tries to grab him, gets denied, gets grabbed back, and ooh, actually connects with the rush. Gets a little bit of damage off of Astro, getting the game back to a pretty even pacing. The big thing is if Frosty does get back down to that 25% plus mark, he's got to come prepared with a plan to go and use that pump up match crash mode, but it doesn't even matter. Astro goes ahead off of sparring. Now tonight we're going to be doing best 2 out of 3s aside from finals. So it is now or never for Frosty to make the comeback. Astro going ahead, banning Temple, Scratch, Ramen, and Sky Arena. Game audio is let me see. We're gonna play around with it. Oh, I see. I was dumb. I did a dumb thing. We're actually gonna boom. Okay. And we're back to the recap screen. Let's go. All right, next matchup, the round 2. We are heading right over to Ribbon Ring. I think it'll be a really interesting matchup to see if Frosty continues to play over. And if Astro sticks with Max Brass, which they do. I would expect to see a lot of Max Brass out of Astro during these early rounds, maybe switching over to Dr. Coil during the finals. We'll see. But should be a great first match. Ribbon Ring being really interesting with the way that really all of your rounds decide to block off periodically through the match. Both players doing the dance right now, dodging curve arms really effectively. Nobody really getting hit all that much. I think Frosty is going to get in the first matchup. Really how to get him through that right so he doesn't get hit by the stun. So that way he does not lose the game. Both players pretty even at the moment, but Frosty starting to lose ground, already at half health, and Astro has a full rush stage. He's going ahead, busting him out, getting that October down. So Frosty just has a few hits left until that round one is gone. Now, if it were me, I'm definitely saving this rush. Frosty is built up until round 2 to go and start on there. But we'll see. There's a reason I'm in the commentator's booth and not actually. And that's what we get. Oh my gosh. Oh. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the match and not actually seeing it. Oh, goodness. Thank you. All right. That 2. Match 2. Frosty going straight in for that rush. Both players pretty equal, but now Astro does have a bit of an upper hand getting that rush out. Frosty successfully blocks, not even sweat, nothing broken from him. And he's successfully getting Astro down, close to that 25% mark, where he's going to become more with Frosty's rush being burned. His managed to hold up in the back. He's going to have to come up with a team so he can power through that last 25%. We are there. We are there. And there we go. There we go. Frosty sees an opportunity to go and get that rush off of Astro, and he takes it while the opportunity's open, while the opportunity's hot. Starting out with both players with an active rush phase. Astro burning right off the rip. Right as Frosty lands on that jump. Not really too much you can do to it. The only thing Frosty can really do is dodging that cycle, making sure he can hit, getting put in that state of being on the road. It's not super great, though. Not a great way to continue through the road. Trying to keep it distant, trying to make sure that he is but can't avoid that rush. So that is round 2. Bag for Astro, and Astro moving on. Frosty dropping down to the lower bracket there. All right, for next matchup, can we get one Mr. Prince and one Mr. S? Oh no, it's best of 5. I'm goofy. Oh my goodness. First time comment. Oh man. I tell you guys, the commentator that they booked for tonight is terrible. Absolute dog water. I don't know who invited him to be here. But he's doing his best. Can you hear me better now? No, that could still be pumped up a little bit. Okay, I think we're in the vibe zone. Well, if you think that's better, I just improved it again. So we are going straight over to Scrapyard. All right, gamers, matchup is ready for you. And check this out. I've learned from my previous mistakes. We're actually going to show you guys the first round of the match. So let's go ahead and we'll just get right into it. So far, no arm changes or character changes from either player. Both are sticking to their guns pretty well. Frosty seems pretty determined to make this Hydra and Boomerang combination work against Astro. We'll see if these extra barriers end up doing the job and helping out how they should. If Frosty can really correctly navigate them, he seems to be doing a fantastic job of it, making sure those pillars aren't breaking. That's one big thing with the last couple of matches is there is just no way to block that line of sight. There is no protection whatsoever against anything that Max Frost is doing. Very nice throw, just narrowly dodging that pillar. That way it doesn't end up breaking from the weight of Max Brass. Absolutely crushing it. And again, expertly placed rush, making sure neither of those pillars are broken, so both can continue playing. We've got Astro down to his last 25%. He's that super powered, super extra buff daddy mode. And Frosty's not even phased. He pops that rush and he gets the dub for that round one. Breaking the pillar right off the bat, one less little tool for both players to use. Really interesting strategy by Frosty, considering how both players were dancing around them, making sure to use them as a blocker, especially Frosty. He tries to get that shield off to protect him against that rush, but it is just not happening. It breaks through. No more pillars on the stage. They have to continue the rest of the match with no barricades, nothing to stop Max Brass's onslaught. And it's evident in Frosty's health. Now that protection is gone, he is just not able to keep up and avoid taking damage. But he does end up landing the throw, but can't quite avoid the rush that time. He is on his last sliver of health. If he can pop this rush off and hit it without getting hit, Frosty can go and take this round, but no. He takes it right to the face and ends up losing the round. Now with this last round really could be anyone's game, especially with those pillars gone. Frosty's able to just pop that rush off for an immediate damage and getting the extra damage off of the throw from the rush. Oh, textbook. It's so good. It's so good. It's tasty. Oh. Both players pretty even. If Frosty was able to avoid that rush, maybe a different game right now, but no. Astro just gets him down too fast, too quick, and a little bit too hard, and he takes it for round 3. This time for realsies, meaning that Astro advances to the next round in winner's bracket, and Frosty is going down to the lower bracket. Of course, it is double elimination though, so we can see Frosty a little bit later in the night, working his way back up and seeing where things go. And now if I could get one Mr. SNG and one Mr. Prince to the stage, that would be fantastic. Please and thank you. I think that was a fantastic first match to go and start the night. It is always fun to start with Astro and getting to watch Frosty play a little bit. I was really rooting for Frosty towards mid round 2, to be honest. It really looked like just getting that one really solid hit on him, or just landing that one rush. It is crazy how vital just that one little rush can be to either winning or losing, and just seeing where that bracket takes you. And we've got Prince and SNG up next. They are currently in the arena talking about their bands. We're going to see a really fun match. If it's anything like their other matches, we're either going to see some Springman versus Springtron, or we're going to see some Lollipop versus some Springtron. We will see. We'll see what they do. Prince is banning Mausoleum, getting that mid-sized open stage out of there. I can't say I blame him. I'm not a big fan of it. SNG banning Sparring Ring. Ooh. That's one of Prince's better stages, so I also can't really ban that Buster Beach on the chopping block as well. So it is on Prince to decide where he will take us, whether we are going to Ribbon Ring or the other one that I've now forgotten. I don't see him going to Ribbon Ring, though. I see him going to the other one. DNA Lab, that's the other one. And what do you know? He goes to DNA Lab. See, fun fact about Prince is he was one of the big proponents of making Ribbon Ring a starter stage, and he hardly ever chooses it. Very interesting ARMS fun fact of the day for you all. And here we go. They are getting into it, right into the round one. Boo-boo-boo. And, oh, there we go. We got first match up. And all I got to do this time is remember to change their names. We've got Prince playing Lollipop. Really interesting. I figured he would end up going Springtron. And SNG playing Minden. That is crazy. That is crazy, my dudes. Alright, now that my focus is no longer on changing their names in between the rounds, now we can actually talk about their gameplay. SNG really having Prince on the ropes, hasn't taken a single hit yet. Prince is doing his best to go and dash around, do that little shield bubble hop that Lollipop is known for. Very effective use of the shield, catching SNG with his own rush when he least expects it, finally getting some damage on the board. Hitting that Slam-O-Man. Oh, man. SNG hiding behind that little tube. It's not going to last for too much longer. I'm glad to see he came out if he wants to keep using that tube later in the match. SNG showing a really aggressive playstyle. Really obscenely aggressive. Gets the grab and takes the first round. Takes the first match of round one off of Prince. Just like that. Surprisingly, not a lot of time spent charging arms for SNG. He just needs that first little pop-off right there at the beginning. Starting out the match, both players now full rush gauge, and Prince burning it right off the bat, managing to catch SNG, getting close to essentially getting at 25% of SNG's health off of there. I feel like the roles are a little reversed now. SNG is having a really hard time catching Prince and actually making sure anything connects. Up until I said that, that is the commentator's curse, able to catch Prince with that rush, getting everything back to a pretty neutral ground. Both players staying pretty even, just with some less tubes to hide behind now. Pretty solid disarming of Prince, managing to get that freeze and knockdown off. Back to doing the little dance that they do to keep things neutral. Manages to get that grab, recharge that dragon arm, and successfully shield against that rush. Prince not getting too much damage. SNG just instantly going full aggro with a rush of his own. No hesitation to even pop it off. There is no thinking, no strategy. It is all empty brain, hit that rush, and get that dub. With SNG getting that first match right there, right off of Prince, just like that. And if it's okay with you guys, we're just going to stay on this match screen because I didn't have a whole lot of time to actually update the scoreboard for their names. So that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate, actually, that I haven't done that. So, where are we dropping, boys? Where are we dropping? We went to DNA last time. What you got for me? Are we going to see another sparring ring ban? Is SNG going to keep that off the field for Prince? We'll see. We'll find out. And SNG, of course, banning sparring Buster and the Adulte. I wouldn't have it any other way against Prince. That knocks off a pretty solid chunk of Prince's great stages, but he's finally taken it to Ribbon Ring as a result. Man, I just love Ribbon Ring. Let me tell you, I love watching it. I love seeing it. It's a fantastic map. Is my volume good now? Is everybody happy? Is everybody satisfied? I'm not touching it again. Anywho, yeah, so we're right into that good old Ribbon Ring. We're going to see how things shape up as the boxes start popping up. Both staying fairly neutral in this really early game. Really basic block pattern. Thankfully, not too much is obscured from the players. Prince is still able to really easily go after SNG, who's trying to keep his distance, stay away from Prince, and really zone him out as he can get his footing. Both players now with their rushes charged. We'll see who breaks first. SNG tries getting that grab, is instantly denied. He's just got too many blocks in the way, and Prince attempts to land the rush, gets completely blocked by SNG. There was just not enough time for Prince to get that turn in that rush to actually catch him. We'll see if SNG feels pressured. Yep, yes he does. And there's that rush to bring Prince right back down to being a little bit more neutral, a little bit more around SNG's level. I think these two are so fun to watch because they are perfect opposite ends of each other. They are so perfectly balanced in the way that they play and at their skill level to where whenever they're both on stage, man, it gets close to a timeout situation. SNG punching Prince out of that rush. We might actually see this go to a timeout. Both players standing back, and there it goes. The win for SNG, just barely getting that win, having that slightly slimmer or slightly more pixel of health. Prince pretty upset about that though. Opening, getting that grab. SNG has that rush ready. He is ready to just lower Prince's health. Yep, there it is. There it is. But he doesn't connect. Prince is able to dodge and get that shield. So that way he's not losing health. Has his own rush. Trying to navigate being frozen. Ooh. And there it is. He pops it on SNG. Gets him down to below his last quarter of health. Looking like a possible round win for Prince here. SNG not just taking it lying down though, ends up getting the grab. Both, again, trying to keep their distance in Ribbon Ring. With it being a larger stage, I can't say that I blame them, especially when we're looking at two players that are so evenly matched. Both appear to have the same level of health. It is going to be whoever ends up getting this next punch, this next grab, this next rush, ends up taking this round for this next match. And we'll see if it's not SNG. He tries to get that rush and he fails. Prince shields successfully, but that's a-okay because he gets that punch right as Prince builds up his own rush. And that has taken a second round win for SNG. We've got one more, maybe three more, up to three more matches we can play, though. If SNG gets this next match off of Prince, SNG advances, Prince drops down to the lower bracket, where he'll be playing Frosty next. He'll be playing our good friend Frosty. And we're running it right back to Ribbon Ring. No changes, no nothing. Just nice and easy arms. And Prince finally mixing it up with his signature Springatrona. We'll see how much of a difference it can end up making. Springtron is normally a more grounded character than Lollipop, spends a lot less time in the air. And that is both a blessing and a curse. He is a little bit more nimble on the land, but ultimately not as agile. That doesn't seem to be phasing Prince, though. Already getting SNG to down below half his health, making very quick work of this Min Min. SNG's looking for a solid opening and just can't seem to find one. He tries going for the grab, instantly can't grab it. Finally freezes that Springtron so that way we can get that grab in. Both players have their rushes up to... Ooh, okay. We're going to be seeing a pretty strong round 2 in this match. Both players with their rushes engaged and fully locked and loaded. We'll see who breaks first. We'll see who breaks first and whether or not that makes a difference. Prince. He gets that rush, gets a little bit of chip damage and one smack off of that Min Min. It doesn't end up amounting to a whole lot, but does severely damage the shield. And SNG managing to keep his distance and make sure Prince stays in his place, far, far away from him to control that center of the map. Doesn't really matter all that much, though, once you get right up beside him and succumb to that grab. Prince is pretty close to getting his next rush off, tries to bait out SNG to get that full freeze, but SNG ends up taking that round. All right. Fantastic initial rush. Fantastic initial rush off of Prince. Just immediately getting all that damage off of SNG's Min Min. SNG now ready, locked and loaded with the rush of his own, though. We'll see it pop right about there. I thought he was going to wait a little bit longer. Didn't make too much sense to send Prince flying and wait for that pickup, but more power to him. And now, if SNG really wants to win this round and advance into winners, it is going to be a matter of zoning Prince out, keeping that distance, and making sure SNG controls his zone of the map. Right now, he is staying pretty firmly in that center area, keeping Prince against a wall, making sure he stays knocked down, avoiding... No, he doesn't avoid that rush. Prince wins the round and gets his first match off of SNG. That's crazy. Prince is bringing it back with that Springtron. He knew he shouldn't have lost to SNG on Ribbon Ring, and he wanted to make sure. He wanted to make sure that we knew it. Now, we'll see if the boys end up running back Ribbon Ring for a threequel, or if we want to get a little saucy. I personally hope we want to get a little saucy. That is what I'm hoping for. All right. Prince coming in with his bands, Temple, Scrapyard, and Via Dulce. No surprise there. SNG, again, banning Sparring Ring. Oh, no, playing Sparring Ring. He is A-okay. Bringing it to the ring. And SNG sticking to his guns with Min Min, not showing us his Springman tonight. So far, he is feeling so confident against Prince, which is amazing. Prince playing one of his best characters on one of Prince's maps. And SNG yelling about my commentary in the chat. You guys can't see it, but man, do I love it. And Prince really keeping constant pressure against SNG here. It was so hard to keep track of whether or not SNG was going to bust out of that pressure during those last 15 seconds, but no, he just couldn't do it, and Prince takes that first round. That is why Prince is kind of the GOAT in Sparring Ring. It surprises me that SNG chose it. It's definitely a small stage where there's just not a lot of room to get past Prince and what he does best. And there it is with the rush, making very, very quick work out of SNG. Right into the grab. SNG just has a little bit of help to bring this back. Does he get the rush? No, he gets disabled into the grab. Oh my God. And Prince ends up taking the second match. We are tied 2-2 going to round 5. Same bands. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was insane. That was an insane ending to that match. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, will SNG learn from his mistake and avoid Sparring Ring? Or are we going back? Are we going back for the repeat? I wish SNG would decide what map he wants to go to. That would be so cool right now. I'm not saying that I know he's listening. There we go. Back to the lab. All I got to do to keep things running is be passive aggressive as heck. All right. Let's go, boys. Let's run it. Let's see who can win. Win this perfectly balanced matchup. And we're seeing the Springtron against the man versus the machine. Oh my goodness. This is one of my favorite matchups from these two. It is so fun to watch every time. SNG running that nice little Sparky and that Salamander. Prince running a default set and getting caught in a grab because he just shielded too soon. Did not anticipate that. But both players very effectively matching each other, dodging in and out. Prince having a hard time combating SNG's grabs so far. He just cannot stay out of those hands. And he gets one back off of him. We love to see a little revenge. We love a retribution story up in here. But we'll see. We'll see if he can compete with the curve of that Salamander. There it is. Oh no, I'm sorry. Commentator's goofy again. That's a Slapamander. I'm so dumb. I'm so bad at my job. But SNG gets that first round. Prince going double toaster. Dub toast. Minimal defense against that curve. We'll see if it pays off, but both players have that rush. It's going to be a little bit trickier for SNG to make that landing connect just from the curve of that Salamander, but Prince makes pretty good work of making sure his first one lands. We'll see if Prince even needs to charge up a second one here in the second round. SNG patiently waiting, does not see that opportunity to get the rush. Instead, just goes for another grab. Lands it. Hits the rush. And manages to use that Slapamander beautifully. We love to see it. Gets that follow-up grab off of Prince into that curve with that Slapamander. And SNG takes it. He is going on to round 2 of winners. Up next. Oh my goodness. We've got Glyph and Emperor? Glyph and Emperor? Oh, man. That way it's official. SNG 3. Boom. Okay. And we're just going to do a quick little scoreboard reset, making sure, man, I feel bad for whoever plays on left side. That's going to be Glyph. He has to win 1 extra match tonight. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. JK, I'm not that heartless. I'm actually a very good streamer, very great commentator. Everybody starts with a pretty equal footing here in my house. All right. And we've got both of them here in the lobby, hanging out, getting ready to play their first match, waiting to see what their bans are. Admittedly, this one is going to be a real fun match for me because I don't actually know these two players well. I haven't really watched them all that much. They are going randoms. Oh my gosh. We're going randoms. Oh, we are. Wait, do you guys want like randoms like through everything? Like everything or just legal stages? What? Yeah, no, just legal. We're keeping it to legal stages. I got overexcited there for a second. So we're okay. Sparring. And then what's the oh my gosh. Oh my Buster. Okay, there you go. We're keeping it to random starters. I'll throw in the rest of them here within the next match. Okay, there we go. There was a bit of a standoff between Glyph and me. But first match, we're going back to our GOAT ribbon ring. Oh my goodness, we got a Helix, we got a ribbon girl. This is going to be such a fun match. Oh, Glyph playing Helix. I love watching Helix. He is just so slippy and slidey. And then you've got that aerial combat from Ribbon Girl, that's her name. Oh. And they are doing exactly what I was hoping they would do. They are slipping, they are sliding, they are dodging. They are having a grand old time avoiding each other's hits. I'll say it is a tough matchup between these two because both of these characters, when played well, play so unpredictably. It is so hard to take a hit off of either one. Helix dipping down, dropping it low, trying to get that rush off. Gets blocked by that shield. Oh, and it just doesn't happen. Emperor now has full rush though. Looking for an opportunity to take that off of Emperor, but it can't happen right now. Gets it out of, oh, that was such a sticky situation with that left arm disabled, but able to dodge out of it, avoid getting hit, and then landing that rush. We love to see it. Sending that Helix flying with that popper. And Glyph managing to keep the distance. Both players were trying their hardest to zone each other out and just get that one. Emperor just needed to get that 1-2 hits to drop Glyph down and stall out the match, but it just doesn't happen. Glyph says no and gets that rush on. Both players starting pretty strong with the zoning game. Emperor already with that rush charge. We'll see if he gets a good opportunity to pop it against that Helix. Helix was thinking it was going to happen, though, and went for that grab. Said no, not going to happen. But both are pretty content to stand back and really throw hands from across the room. Really making sure they are keeping their distance, not getting too close, not being in a position where their movements can be predicted too easily. Because that's the name of the game with Helix and Ribbon Girl is moving around a lot, going up and down, staying unpredictable, and getting that grab off. And again, Glyph. Has Glyph missed a grab yet? No, and a third one this match. Both players got rush. Glyph goes for it. Maybe he should have gone for a grab instead, but that's okay. Both players pretty evenly tied. Glyph getting another hit in. Oh, and blocks that rush successfully. Oh, it's so close. Glyph just needs a couple more hits, but Emperor can bring this back at any point. Both almost down to their last little sliver of health. Glyph popping that rush to try to get it off him, but doesn't really matter. Glyph has a little bit more health in the end and ends up taking match 1. All right, and these fellas want to keep doing randoms, probably. So we're going to add in the rest of them to the mix. I think Spring Stadium is legal. It is a legal counterpick. We got every stage that matters. Let's go, boys. And we go into Temple. Not the most exciting match for map for round 2, but I'll take it. It's actually, with this matchup, really fun map. Small, confined. You got some pillars for them to dance around in. What isn't to love? And both so far staying away from the pillars for the most part, not really using them to hide behind. They were staying focused in the center there up until Emperor is forced to move a little bit over to the left, and we are finally getting some movement in the map. Oh, Glyph doing the Helix jiggle around that pillar, making himself trying to be avoidable while becoming unavoidable himself. Truly the epitome of never let them know your first move. Both of them got some rushes. We'll see if either one can get around this pillar to successfully land it, or if we're just going to keep dancing around the maypole here. Doesn't really matter once we break it, though. Do one less thing to hide behind, and so far both pretty content to stay back there. And already in round 1, we are down 4 pillars. We are down 4 pillars. It is just a straight, no hiding, man-to-man, fist-to-fist, full combat action. Neither really eager to use their rush. And as I start to say that, Emperor does it. Brings Glyph down to having minimal health. But Glyph gets the rush off, takes that first round. We love to see it. Now, match 2, or round 2, here in Simple, going to be a bit of a different matchup because there is nothing for these two to hide behind and dance around. It is going to be straight mono a mono the entire time, and Emperor showing that, able to immediately get that grab right off of Glyph. Glyph trying to return it, but no, he gets blocked. Glyph having a bit of a harder time avoiding getting hit now that those pillars are gone. Slowly getting some chip damage off of Emperor with two grabs back to back. That's crazy. That's crazy. Emperor knocking him back though, making sure there's plenty of room in between them for when that rush is just ready to pop. It is charged, but not necessarily ready to go. Both of them can go and pop that at any time. There it is. But Glyph comes out on top. Glyph comes out on top. Emperor thought he could maybe get that first hit in to knock him out, but it just doesn't happen. Both players, again, really keeping their distance. It makes perfect sense for Emperor down to that last shred of health, but he does end up getting hit, and Glyph ends up taking the second match of their bracket tonight. We've got one more to go. I want to go ahead and assume that they're going to run randoms again because they're that kind of fellas. They're that kind of showmen. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where the night takes us. I am all for it. I dig it. I dig it. But why does everybody always want randoms and nobody ever says, Brett, you choose the stage for us? It's a little cringe in my opinion, but that's okay. Maybe someone will ask me tonight. Someone will finally ask me to do it. And we're going to sparring. This will be an Emperor bursts up the Twintel. This will be an interesting matchup. Both characters very, very mobile and very reliant on being able to move, and there's just not a whole lot of room to do that here in Sparring Ring. Emperor deploying that aura to avoid those hits. It ends up working, but only for so long. Glyph having a hard time actually getting that hit off of Emperor while he's just standing there, building up his aura, farming it, becoming stronger. I say as now Glyph has no issue getting hits off, getting a rush off, and dropping that health down, but Emperor returns it himself. He sends his regards and gets that rush off of... farms that aura some more, gets that shield, and continues avoiding getting hit. Man, I tell you, these two, they make it look so easy. Glyph, he makes the Helix wiggle look so easy. Emperor makes aura farming look so easy. But there's a reason I'm in the booth, folks. There's a reason I'm in the booth. Watching these two wait for the best time to pop their rushes. We'll see if there it is from Emperor getting that health off of Helix, bringing him closer, bringing the two a little bit more even. Before, I didn't think Glyph popping that rush would be a possibility, but now it's a little bit more tempting to make sure this round goes to him. We'll see if he gets the hit. We were going to see if he can stall it out, but he didn't need to. He didn't need to. All right. And second round. Starting while I'm busy typing in the YouTube chat. Emperor getting that rush off first thing, getting that immediate advantage against Glyph. Oh. That is a heck of a comeback from starting with the first round with your left arm disabled. I think this is one of the few games where you can say that and there's like perfect context. Perfect context, but Emperor remaining close to full health. Close to full. Glyph has not been able to get too many hits off of him so far. We'll see if Emperor now has his rush. Are either of these gonna pop it out of desperation to end this round quickly? And there it is from Emperor. There is the end of the round. Maybe not so much out of desperation, but there was definitely a utility to it that made sure that that dub happened. Now it's round 3. It is anyone's game. If Glyph wins this, he moves on to the next bracket winners. Emperor, if he wins it, we're going off to round 4. Maybe seeing a comeback like Prince versus SNG. We will see. We will see. Both dancing around, dodging each other's throws with maximum ease up until Emperor gets that grab. Are we going to see it again? Are we? No. We're just going to see the electric pop off, knocking that Helix down. There we go. There is one big rush. A Glyph has his own now fully charged. We'll see if he feels the need to pop it anytime soon, or if he ends up waiting a little bit later into the match, if he can get Emperor down enough. And there it is. He fully gets that 255 right there off of Emperor, bringing them back to being more even. Emperor landing the grab though, putting that distance right back into place as if that rush didn't even matter, and bringing Glyph within two punches of his life. We'll see if Emperor can stick the landing and get the win, get the rush, but instead just gets just enough chip damage to where if he can just get this one last hit, both of them, one more hit, and there it is from Emperor, getting Glyph, winning the round, and taking us to round 4, round quattro. And if I know them, they're gonna say random again. Yep. They're just randoming it. They are just going straight for it, invigorated by the crazy match that we just saw, heading right into Spring Stadium for round 4. Round four. I'm sure both these players are a little bit happy to be off of the constraints of Sparring Ring, getting into a much bigger map with a lot more mobility for both of them. Helix hopefully going to be able to take advantage of the trampolines all the way around the stage, really working those into his moveset to be a little bit more slippy slidey. Both so far being pretty even, trading blows and avoiding them all the same without actually being able to hit each other. Man, I swear, commentator's curse is strong with me, because as soon as I get into a rhythm of saying something, they go and prove it wrong every single time. But that is okay. They both have rushes. They are both ready to pop them, looking for that good opportunity. And there it is from Glyph. But he's not able to land it, is able to successfully shield right off of Emperor, though. Everybody just taking a little bit of chip damage, keeping this matchup pretty even. Getting that extra 20 right there off the trampoline. Love to see it. And again, textbook. Almost makes it too easy, Emperor does, getting that extra bit of damage. Going for the grab off the trampoline, extra damage. Man, right there. That is textbook Spring Stadium gameplay. That's why I love this map. And Glyph, both of them popping off the rush, trying to combat each other, but Glyph coming out on top. Both fairly even. Emperor is a little bit lower, but but could still bring it back. He just needs to land a couple of hits within the next 3 seconds. And there we go. Timer time's out. Glyph just has that little bit of extra health, remained unhittable during that last part of the match, and he takes it. Both starting out pretty strong with a solid slurry of arms. Glyph, no nonsense this time, just going straight double gloves right into the rush. Very easy to hit, very easy to make sure Twin Tail is taking that straight to the face for that full extent of damage. But now Emperor, I imagine, isn't too happy about that. Pops that rush, ends up returning his own, getting that 325 and that extra 20 off the trampoline. Now, we'll see if Glyph is a little lower, but if last round is anything to go off of, he is able to bring this back at any point. Any point. Once he gets locked into that zone where he can get that Twin Tail and get those punches right to her face, as long as he ain't getting stunned and getting grabbed, it is looking a little grim for our boy Glyph. He is down to his last bit of health. Both players have their rushes up. If Glyph really needs to wait for a good opportunity to get this rush off. It is one way to victory. It is not the only way, but it is maybe the best way. Emperor could end this at any point by successfully landing his own rush. Man, it could go either way within these next 8 seconds. And there it is. There's that rush, and it ends the round. Both of them tied here in round 4. Next round, we'll take it. We'll see whether or not Glyph gets to advanced, or if we're going to round 5. And Glyph starting strong with the rush, getting it right out of the way, but getting stopped by that shield and a grab while he's recovering from it. Not a fantastic way to start a match, but there is plenty of time. There is 80 more seconds in this match for Glyph to play and knock down Emperor. Glyph maybe getting a little hasty, little aggressive, putting out a non-stop onslaught of gloves. There's just not a whole lot that Emperor can do. Blocks that rush with a shield, has our own to go and put up, and there it is. Glyph blocks it back. Nobody is getting any hits off of these rushes today. There is not a single thing happening past chip damage in this match. Both dancing around in the air, avoiding each other's hits. And there it is from Glyph. He ends up landing that rush, putting it into the chip damage curse, and playing very, very aggro against that Twin Tail. It pays off. Glyph ends up taking the round and advancing to the next match in winner's bracket. Emperor going down to that lower bracket. We'll be seeing him a little bit later tonight, I am sure. I am sure of it. But for now, we have to move on to our next match. We are gonna see Aya Darling and Mr. Table. Oh my goodness. All right, and we're just gonna wait for our new friends. Just gonna wait for our new friends to be summoned while we do a little tiny scoreboard reset. Ooh, we love to see it. And there he is, the furniture man himself. Mr. Table has entered the lobby, waiting on Aya. She has popped up in the chat, though, gonna be here any second. This should be a really, really fun matchup. Both these players a little bit more on the new school side of things, but are old school in my heart. Aya, I hope to see some of her Kid Cobra playing Zero Clapback. I love that about her. I think that's fantastic. And Table, I hope is ready to counter the threat that is a clapless Cobra. Oh no, they're asking about randoms. Oh, these two. Oh, these two kids. Cool. Oh, but Mr. Table doesn't allow it. Table loves banning things. I can't say I blame him. Half of the fun in a competitive match is banning the thing that you don't want your opponent to play. All right, I banning good old DNA. And Table, banning Mazo and Ribbon. Both good stages to ban in my book if we're playing against a Cobra. It is just a little bit too much room for that Cobra to enjoy and move around in. We'll see where Aya wants to go and take the match, though. It is up to her whether or not we go to Buster or Sparring Ring. And we're going Buster, you better believe it. First Buster Beach of the night, possibly Arms Fun Fact. One of my favorite stages. I just really like the soundtrack. I don't care about the map itself. I just really like the soundtrack. And yeah, everybody in chat, if you could explain to me your fascination with Balloon Boy, that would be fantastic. If you could just write like a 5-page dissertation in the chat about who the heck Balloon Boy is, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. But we are ready to go. Table and Aya, whenever you two are ready. Oh, Aya's Balloon Boy. Never would have thought that Aya's Balloon Boy. Whew. See, these two, they're making me do this thing again where I have to swap these names and put my focus on that. And man, that is so annoying. I hate this game. I hate how I just can't have the standard, and there we go. That is good enough. Aya instantly bringing the aggro against this Quintel, not giving Table a chance to farm aura and build up his power level. But Mr. Table doesn't really care too much for that. He doesn't need aura. He's got the power of grabs on his side to build up a little bit of space there against that Cobra. Not that it matters, though. Cobra's hands are a little too big, and Aya knows it. Almost everything is going to connect with ease. We'll see if Table can punch his way out of this. And he might just be able to. He ends up landing that rush. Now Aya is going to be a little bit on the defensive, but backed into a corner. There is not a whole lot of room to go. Not that she ends up needing it. She brings the matchup back to a neutral state. Just throwing hands and hitting Table in the face over and over to get that round one win. Both staying pretty consistent with their arms. Table running back the Chakram and that good old Frosty Fist to try to keep Aya frozen. Aya, she doesn't really care though. She's not scared. She gets that rush, bashes that face in a little bit. Table almost charged with a rush of his own to hopefully return the favor here in 5 seconds or so, roughly. We'll see. But both being fairly solid at zoning the other out, waiting to see who can bait the other into letting that hit connect first. And there it is. Mr. Table uses Aya's dodge to go and land that rush, take that damage, and bring it back to a fairly neutral point once again. Aya, again, just taking hits off of table slowly but surely, really using the power of Cobra's thick as heck arms. We'll see if Aya, yep, there it is. There is the rush of desperation in the match. Disables Table's arm, his left pigtail, and ends up taking the round to get us off of Buster Beach and one match into Aya's pocket. We'll see where we end up going with this next matchup. We will see where it takes us. Just to give an update on where bracket stands currently while they are deciding their bands. We've got Astro and SNG in round 2. Glyph will play the winner of this match. And then Prince has already defeated Frosty down in loser's bracket, working his way back up. So far, Aya banning Spring DNA and Temple. Okay. Let's see what we got. Mr. Table, where do you want to take us? Ramen Bowl it is. First ramen bowl of the night. Really kind of wish you hadn't picked that. I am a little hungry, and I did not eat dinner before commentating. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And we'll see if this choice of ramen bowl gives Table what I think he's hoping for, with a little bit of flexibility, with being able to really take that middle of the bowl and use it to zone around, farm that aura, and slow down Aya's punches. Because if there's anything that Aya just did not allow him to do, it is farm that aura and increase that power level. But he's doing fairly well with it this go around, being a lot more untouchable when it comes to Aya's onslaught of those bulky fists. Nearly disabling both of her arms, catching her in a rush to take that 3-ting, getting her down to almost 25% health. And there it is, making very quick work of this round. Table is. We'll see if Aya can get out of it, though. She needs to act fast. There's that rush. She's acting faster than I can commentate. Still has to bring Table down a whole half of his life, though, in order to clutch up this first round and be able to take it. But it can be done. It can be done. Successfully dodging, shielding that rush from Table, and returning one of her own, getting that little bit of chippy damage right off of Table there. This round, it may come down to the no, it won't. It will not come down to the timer. Table ends up getting the hit, takes the first round. These two starting off fairly strong. Table trying to keep a little bit lower in the bowl, but still having a little bit of flexibility to go up to the rim whenever he needs to. Has his rush ready. We'll see if he pops it here. I feel like it's too early in the match for either one of these players to go and pop their rush. Starting to be a little bit better of an idea for Table, but no, Aya's the first to pop, breaks his shield, and ends up getting a little teeny tiny bit of damage right there off of the Table. Table finally starting to break through a little bit and get some damage off of Aya, but she just returns it in full. Effective, man, finally using that freeze hand to go and get her locked into place, handicapping Cobra with what is already his biggest weakness whenever he's not rushing around, and nailing that rush in order to end the match and get that first round, taking that remaining 300 points of health right there off of Aya. We are now tied 1-1 going into round 3, and we will see where they take us next. All right, and we've got a little Mazo ribbon and sky band from table. It is ultimately up to Aya and the remaining stages to see where we end up going, though. And we are taking the temple, another one of my favorite stages. This one, though, I do actually like the stage, not just the soundtrack. ARMS fun fact number 3 of the night. I really enjoy this match. I think it's fun to watch. I think it's fun to play on. Debatably one of the most fun maps, depending on the matchup, which this is one of them. Both of these characters being very... I don't know, mobile, but not exactly mobile. Like, Twintel gets to glide around and farm that aura for a little bit. And I mean, Cobra is normally slow and steady, but has that option to rush around if he gets charged up. But not that Table is letting Aya do that and get away with it. One pillar already broken, Aya down to half health, but is the first to have that rush. We'll see if she ends up popping it. Yep, there it is. There it is. Breaking that other pillar, getting 135 right there off of Table. Getting the match a little bit more even, but Table ends up returning it, knocking her down, taking that little bit of health off her to get her down to 25. We'll see if Table feels the need to pop his rush in order to end this round early. We'll see. I don't feel that he's going to see the need to do it, but Aya is getting a good bit closer to making this match a little bit more even. Both players now have their rush, so it is a little bit more dangerous for Table. Missing net, getting the... Ooh, that was a little bit of lag right there. That was crazy. Did you guys see that? That was insane. Woo. Woohoo. Here we go into round two. Table. Starting off with that rush that went unused last matchup. And Aya taking the opportunity to bash him against the shield to get her rush up as quickly as she possibly can, bringing Table's health down much lower, much faster than she was able to last time. Ending up building that rush up for a purpose, taking that damage off of Table, getting him down to about 30% in one go. We'll see, is it finally time for Table to pop that rush and bring this match back to being a little bit more even? I don't think so. We're just going to grab and lower that health a little bit more and hope that that doesn't happen. Aya gets the one sock to the face to go and bring this map back to neutral. Final round on Temple. We'll see who comes out ahead. Mr. Table still holding on to that rush from round one. Aya building up an even fresher one. We'll see who pops first in Table. Finally popping it, but getting beaten by Aya's Cobra. Hers landing first, knocking him out of that rush and getting that damage off of him. Aya now a little bit freer to be much more aggressive than she would normally be, being full on. Just a couple of hits off her now. Table almost down to that 25%, but Aya now frozen, stunned, and grabbed all in one go. we're slowly getting back to a more even matchup, a more even playing field. Aya first to get her rush up, but Table is about to have his. We could see this go either way pretty evenly, but nope. Aya ends up popping that rush. She knows what she has to do to win, and ends up taking the second match of the night off of Table. Possibly one more to go. We could maybe see Table bring this back and take us all the way to a round 5, though. We will see. We will see where Aya bans Ramen DNA in spring and where Table ends up taking us. All right, we're just waiting on word from the table. Word from the table, man. I don't know if he... Does he know there's one more round to be played? Or he's thinking really hard. That could be too. Oh, and there he is just when I was about to check in on him. Very cool, very cool. I was starting to get worried for a little bit. We're going to Via Dulce. I love it when I don't have to move the stage selector all that much. Big fan, big fan, big fan. And both so far feeling very confident in their choice of arms. Makes perfect sense from what I'm seeing, from what I'm commentating. They are both, even though Aya is sticking to the straight and narrow glove approach, it is fairly even against Table's ability to curve that chalk run. Normally, you're going to have a little bit of a harder time going up against a more curved arm if you just don't have that option, but it doesn't let her bother her. Or let it bother her. Oh my goodness, what did I do? Whew. Almost did as much damage to my brain and my mouth as Table did with that rush, and now Aya is dishing right back at the Table, taking that 255 right off of him. But Table gets that one little punchy punch. Ends the round. Very quick work. Very, very quick work. Table working to very quickly back Aya up into a corner. It is not a super great place that she wants to be, wants to stay in. Cobra, not the most mobile of characters if he doesn't already have a lot of room to roam around in. So this is definitely a situation where Aya needs to find a way out of fast after this rush gets done landing if she wants to bring this back into... Oh, and there it is. There is one grab, and she just has one little punch that needs to be taken to her face before this round is over. Reversing the tide on Mr. Table, though, putting him in that corner she has been stuck in all match, and landing that grab, bringing it back. It is down to if Aya can land just 2 more hits. Oh, nope. Table grabs it. Table is taking us to round 5. Very, very quick match. and not a whole lot of room for Aya to work in. Table banning the same stage as Mazo, Ribbon, and Sky Arena again. Just like in, I believe that third match. It was. And Aya, Aya wanting to go to sparring ring. Again, another small constrained stage, but this one does end up working a little bit better for Cobra. He does have a little bit of room, and it is harder to get stuck in that corner of Via Dulce. Lot harder. Aya doing the unthinkable, bringing out the popper and the clap back. Really wanting to make sure that Table cannot walk out of here unscathed, but he does not care. He is finding a way around that clapback, getting those grabs, and making sure she is taking more damage than he is. And both trying to play it incredibly safe. Mr. Table has to play an incredibly cautious game whenever that clapback is out, but it doesn't matter. He can still land that rush, get that damage off of her. She returns the favor, disarming that right twin tail and putting him back on the defensive to where he just cannot be sending punches out as quickly. Bringing it down to a little bit more even game. As long as she's not frozen, she rushes to get out of it, manages to connect with the clapback. Oh. Y'all, we're only in round one, and my mouth is tired. There is so much going on. My brain's tired. My mouth is tired. Both of these players are finding the perfect way around each other. Oh. Aya sticking with the clapback, still being just as frozen, getting stunned and getting grabbed. And Table goes for the rush, is only able to get a little bit of chip damage, but does break the shield to get a little bit more. Both of them trying to keep their distance, playing that safe zoning game, especially Aya with that clapback. Tries getting the rush off, but Table does successfully block it. No shield breaks, no nothing. Just a little bit of chip off him. And Aya advancing in just a little bit. Just enough to be... What is going on? Huh? Wah? I don't know what's happening. That is really rough and unfortunate. Do you guys want to like play that back, or what do the rules say about this? I don't actually know. I just sit down and I put the microphone near my mouth and I talk. Okay, Aya is going to restart her Switch, and they are going to play that match back. I like that, getting to watch a little bit more arms is never a bad thing. While Aya is restarting her Switch, the commentator has to use the little commentator's room. So I'll be right back. Don't get started without me, friends. All right, commentators back. You guys can go. We're done. We're good. We're good. Enjoy. All right, and we are taking it back. We are just running back the same round, going right back to sparring ring. I think that's the thing that makes perfect sense to do. We are just doing the run back. And we are keeping it a perfect run back. Everybody, just the same character, same arms. We're just going to pretend like that last one didn't end up happening. Mr. Mr. Table, super aggro, wants us to be over with dancing. They dance. They haven't. We don't have fun. We play the... Yeah, Mr. Table saying he played the... Oh, no, that's right. We're running the round back. There's not even a need for me to commentate this. We're just getting back to where we were. I'm so dumb. Now we're gonna play for real. All right, yeah, this is real gameplay now. I had to watch them and be sure because I forgot where that last match kept us. I'm goofy. I'm sorry I accused you guys of having fun, but going back to the game, both players got their rushes. They waiting for the perfect opportunity to go and smack that rush button. Aya at full health. Oh, I spoke too soon. Getting that freeze, getting that grab, finally getting that damage off of Aya and hitting that rush. Aya Aya thinking she can hit that rush, but gets hit with the last little scraps of tables. Oh, both rushes burned. Oh my gosh. And we are oh. Man, this matchup is so even. I know it's always an uphill battle against a clapback. It always is, but oh, I spoke too soon. And we starting off round 3 of the match with a fully rushed out Aya and Table halfway to go. We'll see. We'll see how much of an advantage that ends up putting Aya at. But she is normally a little bit slow to roll on the rush. She does wait for that perfect opportunity. And I can't say that's an awful thing to do with how Freeze Happy Table is, but he builds up that rush, gets it off first, takes that full amount of damage off of Aya. She finally pops it back in retaliation. Gets shielded though, just a little bit of chip damage on Table, and he just keeps grabbing her. He cannot keep his grabby hands off of her. I am playing a little bit more of a cautious game, throwing that clapback out much sooner than that popper, trying to avoid every possible hit from Table, avoiding his rush very well, keeping that distance and returning her own. It finally gets built up and she drags him down to where she is at. We're at the point now where both of them only need a couple more hits in order to take the match, and Aya does it. I again speak a little bit too soon, and Aya wins the round, advancing into winner's bracket where she will later fight Glyph. Yeah, Glyph. But for now, I think we have an Astro and SMG. Oh, we sure do. Man, I love how many round 5s we're seeing tonight. I love it so much. It's so fun. And we're just hanging out waiting for SNG and Astro to acknowledge me. Both incredibly skilled players, but neither incredibly punctual. And there we go. We've got our first of the boys. We've got SNG dancing in the lobby. Ooh, there we go. Thankfully, with how long it takes some of these guys to get into the arena, it gives me plenty of time to make adjustments to the thing for later tonight at the end of the stream. It is so handy and convenient for me. Also gives me plenty of time to reset this nice little scoreboard. And we're gonna predict where they end up and hope that I'm right. Because, man, if I am wrong again, I am going to lose it. I am going to crash out midstream. I swear to goodness. That's what they meant by me publicly sharing the stream code. Oopsies. Oopsie doodlies. I never even noticed that. Oops. Well. Oh, they're going random. Okay, they're going randoms. They would. Okay, so we're putting on Ribbon Ring, we're putting on Mazo, we're putting on DNA and Buster. And no, what's the fifth one? A Sparring Ring. How could I forget Sparring Ring? Boom, bam, done. And there we go. We've got oh man, I swear if I have to move these names again, I am going to actually crash out. All right, go get it, boys. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. We got a Springman and we got a Max Brass on a Buster Beach. Oh, the one map so heavily tilted towards Max Brass, it is banned in Japan. The only map banned in Japan, and maybe we'll get to see why here in a little bit. SNG doesn't seem to be letting it bother him though. He's a little bit quicker, a little bit more agile than Max Brass. He just doesn't hit quite as hard when he throws, but that is a-okay with him. He is steadily chipping down Astro's health, making sure to keep his distance, but he's getting out of the no-no zone. He realized he does not want to be stuck in there. Astro goes and throws him right back in though, right back in. Astro has his, SNG has his rush up. They both have their rush up. Both of them. Oh my goodness. Both pretty even. It's a race to 25 between these two. Both characters have very, very similar abilities. Once they hit that quarter health mark, we'll see who gets there first. Because whoever does and pops that rush off is going to end up winning the round. And there's the rush off of Astro. SNG ends up avoiding most of it, but does end up taking a little bit of damage, but is now in his permanent charge arm state. Ends up trying to get that rush, but gets hit with that explosion by Max Brass for that AoE that SNG just didn't expect. We may end up seeing this go to timer, and it is close. Oh, SNG may be getting the first round if... Yes! Astro cannot connect a hit fast enough, and SNG ends up taking it. Oh, I just realized I do have to swap the names. I'm going to crash out. Ah. All right. Both sticking relative to the same game plan, making sure SNG, making sure he's putting plenty of space in between him and Astro, to where Astro cannot be effective as Max Brass, avoiding that rush after getting so much damage off of Astro himself, but cannot avoid that grab. He was too close. He was too close. Now, where it's really going to come down to with Astro being powered up now for being so low on health is whether or not SNG has a plan to get past this one last little hit. If he can... There it is. There it is. Normally, that is a much harder thing against a Max Brass player. If you go into that 25% health zone, you have to have a plan to end it. But SNG, he didn't care. He had that rush he could have used. Didn't need to. Didn't matter. It was worthless. And now we go into round 2 with SNG on the forefront here, a round up above Astro. We're just going back to the legal randoms again, seeing a sparring ring, and Astro is done playing around. He is finally breaking out that coil. And we'll see who can come out on top. Springman versus Max. Fairly simple matchup for the most part, with the two being so equal, one just being a little bit bigger. But with Coil being a lot more mobile. A lot more mobile, and having that one extra arm when she charges up, it is going to be a tougher time for SNG. We'll see if he can pull it off, though. Right now, he's having a hard time. Astro already has that rush charge. SNG still has halfway to go and hasn't taken a single hit off of Astro. He is just... Man, Astro is taking it off of him. It really helps that Coil is such a mobile aerial carrier or character. Ooh, excuse me, my throat is starting to hurt. There is so much happening. But are we seeing SNG making a little bit of a comeback? Both have their rushes up. SNG now with the perma-charge arms, to where he's getting that little bit more damage off of every hit to Coil. We'll see if he can end up getting a hit with that rush to go and bring her down closer, or maybe even get this first round off of Astro. No. Just one hit to the face is all that it needed to do. And there it is. There it is. There it is. Plenty of time for SNG to bring this back, though. All he needs to do is win 2 rounds on the sparring ring, and then he gets the second game. Of course, if Astro wins 1 more, we are tied 1-1. But we will see both players keeping their distance. They still do not want to be too close to each other. Big reason SNG is going to be keeping that distance is because of that exploding arm. One wrong move, just a little bit too close, and that is going to be a little bit of damage off a little bit too easily for SNG's liking. Both having that rush, can pop it off at any point. We'll see who pops it first. And it's Astro. It's Astro getting that damage off of SNG, making sure to throw him in that corner. SNG finds his way out, though, is able to get out of it. Trying anytime that exploder is charged. Trying to hit it. Trying to get that little bit of chip damage off of Astro. Hit from that second rush, but nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. SNG trying to play a slightly more defensive game to finally land that rush and bring Astro down a little bit more health-wise. We'll see if he can bring it back in. There we go. We are a little bit more even now with that one hit. And SNG is now in, once again, perma charge arm mode. And this time we're waiting out the timer. They are both super close, and Astro gets it just barely. Just barely, bringing the score to 1-1. 1-1. That is a really bad luck of the draw when they just do randoms again and get sparring ring one more time. SNG going in with the Freezy and the Slamamander, trying to use both elements to hopefully either slow Astro down, make him a little less mobile, or just slam him down into the ground and get that extra fire damage. Astro playing a bit more of a distance game, trying to not get too close to SNG, disabling that arm and landing that explosion. Already has his rush up. SNG is pretty close to getting that rush. Oh, and he's definitely getting Astro's rush right to the face, getting that 300 health taken right off that bar, putting the game in a little bit more of an advantageous spot in Astro's favor. We'll see if SNG can go and bring it back now that he's down to that perma charge arm mode, since he's so low on health. And if he can find a place to bring out this rush to even things up a little bit. There it is. Now that Astro is frozen, that lets SNG get it right off of him, bringing Astro down. Just needs a couple more hits, and SNG's got this first round in the bag if he can land them. But Astro is making it hard. He does not want those hits off him, and he is going to keep SNG away and afraid of those explosions. There it is. One center punch. All it needs, right into Astro's gut to bring that first round back to SNG. We'll see if SNG has what it takes to get the second round off of Astro and take us into round 4. Or if we're going into our match 4. Or if we're going into a round 3 on Sparring Ring. Astro starting off with the rush. SNG pretty close to it though. Both can pop it either time now. If I'm a betting man, we'll probably see Astro rush first. He's going to do it right now because he thinks he's funny. Shoots. Darn it. I thought there was enough stream delay for that to happen. Turns out there wasn't. That is A-okay. Astro doesn't even need the rush. He takes off the same amount of health that he could have gotten with it off of SNG with just his bare fists. No problemo, no issue. And there it is. There's finally that rush. Bringing SNG down super low, but not low enough to charge up those arms. We'll see if SNG can create a safe time to use that rush. He doesn't need it. He just goes for it. He just smacks them. Evens up the health bar a little bit, but not quite. No, now we are actually evened up, and Astro says no. SNG is staying down, but now he has to deal with SNG's super perma-charged arms that are ultimately going to be a huge nuisance. With SNG's ability to freeze and make Coil less mobile, doesn't even matter. Astro sees it. He doesn't care. He punches SNG. He wins the round. We're going to a round 3 on Sparring Ring. And whoever takes this gets us to round 4 and is in the advantage for the bracket. Neither player switching their arms up too much. Astro with the well-worn and battle-tested Exploder and Toaster. SNG trying to get that rush and breaks the shield, but just gets a little bit of damage in addition to that chip, but gets a grab afterwards for a little extra. Still hasn't taken a hit from Astro until that rush gets popped, and then these tables are a little bit more even. The score's a little bit more settled. both going back and forth, just trying to get something to connect. SNG being a little bit quicker to build up that rush. He's almost done building and ready to pop another one. Hopefully to get this round over with and bring us to round 4. And so close. He gets one hit but gets beat out of it. Astro now has his rush though. If SNG gets caught in this, it is game over. There is not going to be a way out of that. So SNG needs to be prepared. There it is with the shield. He knew it was going to happen and he does not let it get to him. He is now in a corner with a sliver of health and a frozen coil and gets the grab, bringing a little bit more even. Both players just need one more hit off of the other and it is done. This round is done and dusted and over. SNG has the rush. Will he pop it to try to get the chip damage that he needs to win the round? He doesn't get to. Astro takes round 3. Round 3 of Sparring Ring and round 3 of the bracket match. This is possibly our last round, our last match in this matchup. If Astro can bring this back off of the, or bring this up from the next random map we're going to get, Rib and Ring, Astro is going to go forward. SNG needs to win 2 more in order to advance further into the winner's bracket. We'll see who comes out on top. Both sticking to their same tried and true strategies. SNG with that Slamamander and that freezing glove. And Astro with that fire glove and that explodey. Both dancing around the stage, not a care in the world, just trying to get something to connect and build up those rush meters. Astro just finished up. He can pop that at any time to put SNG at a disadvantage or throw him into that deeper into that corner he's already in. And there it is. Astro gets that rush to connect and takes that 270 right off of SNG. He wasn't ready for it and ends up taking that full bit of damage there. Now SNG playing a game of interception, just making sure that those gloves of Astro's do not connect with his face and he doesn't take any further damage, waiting for that good opportunity to get that rush in. There it is. He sees it. He finds it. Almost missed it. If he hadn't exploded that glove, if he had not connected that glove hit to cause that explosion to slow Coil down, that rush would not have connected. Now, Coil is frozen. She rushes out of it to dodge that grab, and SNG is now on the back foot, but once again has permanently charged arms. Okay, and we are in a very even place matchup wise. Very, very even out of both of these players. And there it is, SNG. SNG hits the exploder to cause the explosion to get that little bit of damage that he needs to end the timer at a health advantage and take the round. Amazing. Amazing. And now starting off with both these players starting off with a rush, ready to be popped at any time. Both very close and very aggressive at each other's throats at the start of this round. We'll see if SNG can cause a good freeze and create a good opening for that rush. Astro doesn't need an opening. He just ends up going for it. SNG caught by surprise and takes that 300 damage. SNG really needs to really get at the forefront here, get out of that corner, get past those blocks, and create that opening for his rush. He tries, he goes for it, gets shielded, just gets to that little tiny bit of chip damage. And we are back to just throwing gloves back and forth, trying to get something to connect, trying to either get caught in an explosion or get that rush off in order to do it. SNG is really just getting caught by Astro's rushes. He has no problem dodging anything else, but Astro is consistently taking him by surprise every time that rush gets popped. And there it is. Astro takes round 2. to take us into round 3, the final round of this matchup. We'll see if SNG takes us over to round 5 or if Astro just gets to move onto the bracket freely. Both have their rush up, ready to go, ready to pop. We'll see what happens. There we go. That's what'll happen. Astro will just pop it. No rhyme or reason. He just goes for it. SNG, as always, stunned, shocked, and gets that large chunk of health removed. Now, if there's anything that SNG needs to do, it is create that opening for that rush or that grab. Either one will work. And make sure to keep, he needs to keep Astro guessing with what he's going to end up doing. So that way he can continue chipping that health down and end up getting this round win. So far, he's had a rush the entire match, but has not used it. Astro's already built up another one. Both are fairly close now. SNG is to the point where his arms are charged once again. We'll see if he can use it to his benefit, but no, he gets hit by that one grab. Astro takes the round, takes a match win, and gets to move on to winner's bracket. SNG going down to the lower bracket to face somebody, Mr. Table, a little bit later. So that'll be fun. Astro, Aya, that is our next matchup. We're actually... No, so that would be winners finals. Tell you what, Astro, I don't want to see you guys. I want to see SNG and Mr. Table. That'd be fantastic. Let's see what they're doing down in that lower bracket. All right, yeah, so we are moving some things around. If I let Astro and Aya play, that would have been winners finals. That would have been kind of, I mean, we're gonna see the anyway eventually. But I mean, why rush a good thing? Why rush a good thing? You know what I'm saying, chat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So instead, we're going to go down to losers, and we're going to watch Mr. Table and SNG. All right, so we got SNG. We're just waiting on the table man himself. Oh, there's no... Oh, chat. There's no bracket command, but I guess if you... I guess if you do that, I'll be the bot that posts the bracket. So there you go. There you go. It's just going to be a little late. It's going to be a little late. Slightly delayed. There we go. Table's here. Table knows what's going on. So I'm going to let these fellas pick what stages they want to go to, and we're going to go to them. Asking the usual gentlemanly question of bans or no bans. Table, of course, is a man of honor and is running bans. Kind of the most fun way to play, in my opinion. We'll see where we ban, where we end up. And SNG decides he does not want to go to sparring ring, so we are not doing that. That is cringe, according to SNG. You heard it here first. So Mr. Table also wants to get rid of Mazo and Ribbon. Those are cringe too. So SNG, which map is the least cringe of all the maps? I bet he goes to DNA. Oh, I was wrong. He bans DNA and we're going to Buster, actually. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, good luck, have fun, boys. Get out there, enjoy your day at the beach. And we'll see what we got. We got a little Springman and Twintel. Oh man. Oh man. This is a nice little beach day. Okay. Both got the choice of curving arms. Ooh, SNG busting out the Hydra instead of the Tri-Bolt instead of the glove. That's crazy. The double fire gloves. So far, able to really easily dance around Twintel's punches, but not her grabs. Not her grabs at all. And SNG, oh, what a burn of a rush. And now Mr. Table has his own already charged, locked, and loaded, ready to go. Thought he created an opening with that explosion, but with that fire, but he didn't. It just could not connect. Mr. Table still down on his health a good bit, though. SNG successfully dancing, showing he doesn't really need that rush. It just would have been kind of nice if it connected. Table looking for a really solid opening to get a rush of his own in, though. SNG has another charge and ready to go. There's that explosion into the grab to cinch up that round one win for SNG. We'll see if he can do it again and take that first point. Both starting out incredibly strong, having their rushes ready and waiting. Ooh. SNG showing that he can shield against a rush. Table as well. Both trade the same amount of chip damage into those rushes. Neither one really getting them off of each other. Fantastic. We love to see it. We hate when a match ends too early because of some good rushes. I just want to sit here and watch both of these players dance all over the stage, trading blows. SNG getting frozen, getting grabbed as he recovers. He wasn't even frozen at that point. SNG doing what he can to dodge being frozen and dodge the stun from there we go. Breaks the shield a little bit. SNG's brought down to just one tiny sliver of health, and one punch is all that took from Table. We are now tied 1-1 in that first round. So we'll see who comes up on top. SNG starting at an advantage with a full rush gauge. Mr. Table having minimal. We'll see how quickly SNG can go and pop it off and make something work with it. I feel like that's what's going to end up deciding this round, this matchup, is how effectively... Yep, there we go. There it is. SNG gets that rush to connect. Now he can start building up a new one. He really needs to get started with Table almost being done with his. SNG doing a really good job of just not letting Table stand, using the Tri-Bolt explosions to just knock him down and down and down and down until Table lands that rush to finally get a little bit of health off of SNG, but it is still SNG's game to win or lose dramatically. SNG has a rush that he can use to, at this point, cinch up the game and secure that win. We'll see if he can use it and get it to connect, though. And there it is. It connects, and it's enough. It is enough. That 220 goes and secures that win for SNG, and we are 1-0 heading into round two. All right, fellas, where are we dropping? SNG, what you banning, big man? All right, so we're banning the small stages. We're banning Via, Sparring Ring, and Buster. So it is Table's choice to take us to whatever big stage he wants. All excellent choices to really go and help block out the Twin Tail supremacy. Arm's fun fact of the night, number 5. SNG hates Twin Tail with a passion and thinks that she is a literal fascist. And that is the strongest language I am going to use all night. That is true. That is a fact. You can follow SNG on Twitter to see that every day of the week. We're going to Spring Stadium. This is a really good stage for Twin Tail. Really, both characters in general. Hopefully, Springman gets to have a little bit of a home field advantage, but this stage is really solid for Twin Tail to be able to bounce off of those trampolines and charge up that aura. Show us why Table is the resident Riz Master. And hopefully come out on top in this first round. It's a really strong choice from Table, as we're already seeing. SNG trying to make a little bit of use from the trampoline, but it kind of backfires. He gets slammed onto it and gets that extra little bit of chip damage from being in the air. Table is not too thrilled about that last round, committing an all-out assault, and already has that rush built up. Goes against SNG, even though he already had that shield up. SNG comes out of it with permanently charged arms. Ooh, and Table is not allowing SNG to just bounce and enjoy being on his home stage. There will be none of that. Now, hopefully SNG can create enough of an opening with those explosions just like last time in order to pop that rush off and hopefully bring Table down to a little bit more of a reasonable level health-wise to even this match up. But he does now have to be on the defensive because Table can end this at any point with either one punch or that rush. I felt it coming. SNG just did not expect that. Did not expect that. I can't say I blame him. I would have expected a regular punch and then saving that rush into that beginning of the round myself. But now SNG does get to enjoy being in a bit of an advantage at the start of this round, already having his rush done. There we go. It is built up. He is ready to smack Table onto the trampoline, get that extra 20 chip damage, and come right back from that rough first round. We'll see if SNG can keep up the steam to continue building up that rush gauge. He is almost... He's already 3/4 of the way there. Very quick. Hasn't let Table have much room to breathe. But Table starting to see an opening to make a comeback. And there it is. There it is, just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're heading into round 3. Both of them starting with their full rush gauge. We might end up seeing a round that's determined by who pops it first and who can build it up better afterwards. We will see. SMG is playing a little bit more of an avoidant game now. He's not using the trampolines nearly as much as he was in the first round. Overall, great call, but does not help him avoid that rush and that extra 20 chip from Table. No, sir. But there is SMG answering with his own, getting that 300 damage, trying for that extra chip, and it just doesn't quite land. Just a little late on that throw. But now Table at the disadvantage in the round, has a little bit more rush gauge to bring it back, but significantly less health. Just a couple more punches from SNG will do it to bring in round 2 in SNG's favor. But SNG getting back on the trampolines and Table punishing accordingly. Now has a full rush gauge. Table could easily hit that rush and bring this match back to where it's a little bit more neutral, or maybe even, yep, there it is. There's that rush. SNG gets a little bit of a hit from behind that shield. It breaks. Now he's down to 1 sliver of health. This is really going to come down to whether or not SNG can get that hit off of the rush. One hit. And there it is. SNG pops the rush. Doesn't quite get it to connect, though. Just gets that extra worthless. And there it is. He gets that hit that he was needing. Gets the round and gets the win, bringing us to round 3. 2-0 in SNG's advantage. Whew. What a last 15 seconds in that round. Oh boy. SNG going back at the same stages. So we are not going to Via, Sparring Ring, or Buster Beach. But where's Table want to go? Spring Stadium was Table's choice last time. Will he run it back? No, he does not. He wants to take it to Temple. I think that's a really solid choice. A lot more of obstructions, a lot less room for SNG Springman to play around in, and a whole lot easier to knock off a whole lot of health. SNG starting with the low ground disadvantage. Table immediately capitalizing and freezing him to where he can't move out of it too easily. Slowly, SNG getting out of the corner he was about to get backed into. Neither one really caring all that much about the pillars and actually trying to be a little bit more evasive. Both have fairly good curved arms, pretty even there. So knowing me, it would be really tempting to use those pillars like they are right now. But maybe not the best idea since either one can make effective use of them. SNG getting that rush off, actually popping it early to get that extra damage off of Table. We'll see if he can close it out and get that last little bit of health there off of Table for a quick round 1 win. Or if Table is going to throw him for a loop and hit him with a rush of his own. If he does, yep, there it is. And Table ends up getting that first round win. Now, the sides are a little bit swapped. Twin Tails starting down at the bottom, working her way up, though, to reverse the position on SNG. Now Table having a little bit of a high ground, but SNG popping that rush, getting shielded, and really just getting that little bit of chip damage there. Breaks it and gets a little bit of rush damage at the end, but not too much, not too crazy much. Playing a more defensive game while trying to size up what Table is up to, what he is going to hit him with as Table finishes building up that rush. Solid deflects, solid parries from SNG. Very good use of the shield to get out of that position and go a little bit more on the offensive against Table. Table's still waiting for that rush. SNG now has his own built up. If SNG gets one more hit or is able to land that rush, we are going to see an SNG win, especially with how tilted the health bars are in SNG's favor right now. He just needs a couple more hits, but Table can always go and bring it back. It's starting to feel like SNG's maybe feeling a little too comfortable, but comfortable enough to end up securing the win and getting the round. We'll see if in round 3 who ends up advancing in bracket here, whether or not SNG can end up securing a win after taking that full rush to the face and getting his own in retaliation. Mr. Table has no advantage here. SNG does not care about that early rush. And there we go with a really solid grab, baiting Table into sending out both arms so that way that grab can get secured and thrown out with ease. Both being a little bit more defensive than they were previously. SNG now staying on the offense. There we go. And SNG gets that hit, doesn't even need that rush he completed, and wins round 3 in order to advance further into the loser's bracket to fight his old arch nemesis, Prince. We are going to see Prince and SNG face off one more time. And while we're here, let's go ahead and SNG, you just sit there in the arena. You say nice and pretty. We'll go ahead and get Prince in here. We'll finish out loser's bracket. Well, yeah, as close to well, yeah. Yeah, tell you what, we'll do SNG and Prince. I'm realizing now, as I say this, it actually makes no sense to do, but it's already done. They're already here, and they are ready to play. All right, and these fellas, they are not, don't particularly care for randoms. We are doing bans once again. Boop, 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 boop. And SNG realizing in the matchmaking chat that the commentator is evil and running him through his paces tonight. Cool. Boop, 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 boop. But that's okay. SNG is going to have a lot of fun. I am not using him purely for entertainment. Prince banning Mazo, though. SNG banning Sparring Ring and Buster right back. Very solid bans coming against Prince. Very, very solid indeed. So we're going to see whether they take it to DNA or Ribbon. Prince going Ribbon. All right, let's go, boys. Man, I sure do love it when the matchmaking decides that I don't need to move the names. I love that. Prince playing Coil? I don't know that I've ever seen Prince playing Coil. That's actually crazy. This is insane. Prince is determined to make it out of losers. He wants to go against Astro. Or Aya, whoever wins winners finals. I don't know yet. That hasn't been decided. But Prince being very, very aggressive, and I'm not sure that it's paying off against SNG. SNG playing a much slower, much steadier game and taking more damage off as a result. Prince does have that full rush gauge up. Now they both do. They're both about equal. We'll see who at the same. Oh my gosh! At the same time, Prince ends up coming out on top to get that full rush damage, and both gauges depleted. Whew. Now SNG at a serious disadvantage. Significant amount of the health bar he has to take off of Prince in order to bring this first round back in his favor. But he does have those permacharge arms in order to help him out. We'll see if it's enough to get it done. He is both, again, already have their rushes gauges full. He avoids the punch from Prince, deflects it, knocks it down. It is working so hard to avoid those explosions because he knows just one little bit of AoE is going to take him right out of this match. Sends his own back and brings Prince down to his level. We'll see. Oh, this is going to come down to the wire here within the next few seconds. We'll see if either one can land a hit. And no, it goes to time. And SNG has just a little bit more health, so he ends up getting the round win. All right, and both starting. SNG getting that rush out much earlier than he normally does. He sees the opportunity and gets that 380 off of Prince right off the bat. Prince tries returning his own, but gets smacked down by SNG. SNG just is not letting him up in the sky. This is a no-fly zone, and Prince is not allowed to be up there. SNG really trying to make sure that Prince is staying on the ground as much as possible. We'll see if SNG pops this rush to secure the win or if he hangs on to it just in case we go to round 3. But SNG significantly just needs one more hit off of Prince. Prince misses a little bit of that rush, but still gets 200 damage off of SNG. SNG pops that rush to avoid the grab, gets the hit, and ends up taking that second round for a match 1 win. There we go. Whew, that was exciting. Whew. All right, and SNG banning Sparring, Mausoleum, and Buster. Up to Prince with where he wants to go, where his coil is going to end up working the finest, the smoothest, the best. And we're running it back. We're going right back to Ribbon. No hesitation from Prince. He knows what he wants to do. He wants to win this matchup on Ribbon Ring. Both starting up. Prince trying to charge up that third arm and use it to his advantage, but once again playing the more aggressive game and getting smacked down for it. He does manage to get a couple of hits right off of SNG, bringing it back to a game that's more in Prince's favor, assaulting SNG with a mountain, if you would, of explosions. Finally culminating in that grab to get a little bit more health off of SNG into that 50% zone. Ends up dodging that grab with a rush that he just finished building up. SNG fighting back a little bit with some explosions and fire of his own again, trying to make sure that that coil stays grounded, stays out of the air, and is in a little bit more of a fair position to fight. SNG manages to get a little bit Little bit of a hit off of that rush, but nothing too crazy. Both in very, very similar health situations now. Prince does have that rush built up to where he could in this game right now as soon as he sees the opportunity. But SNG, no rush, just needs that opportunity, but he can't have it. Prince says no. You are going to eat that rush and you are going to stay down. All things considered, SNG is doing a really fantastic job of really doing his best against Prince's super offensive assault. Normally, Prince is already a fairly aggressive player, but man, having that third arm whenever it's charged is really taking that up to a whole new level. Both try to compete for that rush, and Prince says no once again. He beats SNG to the punch, knocks him out, and SNG is now already 30 seconds into the match, down to his last 25%, with a significant way to go in order to knock Prince down to the same level. Now, Prince staying high in the sky, using the blocks on Ribbon Ring to get him as high as possible. Coil's flight ability is not going to be a very strict limit. It is going to be dependent on where you start flying from. So those blocks from Ribbon Ring definitely help get a little bit more of a height advantage, a lot more of a height advantage compared to any other stage. SNG trying to get that rush off, but gets blocked and exploded to secure the match to win for Prince, making quick work of SNG and taking us to a round 3. All right, so just to keep you audience in the loop, we're banning Temple Scrapyard and Via, so that way SNG can go to DNA. I think this is going to be a bit more of a favorable map towards SNG and his play style, mixing in that straight arm with that curve of the Slamamander if he's feeling like it, with plenty to hide behind to really dodge Prince's explosions. If he plays it too close to those tubes, though, Prince will be exploding those tubes. No questions asked. So SNG is going to be running with a limited resource if he does choose to use those tubes, and really needs to do his best to hide while not sticking too close to him. So far, though, I'm totally wrong, and SNG is right there staying in the center of the stage. It is mostly Prince on the outside getting punished, grabbed while he's invisible, and slammed through a tube. Prince now on a little bit of a comeback, managing to get around SNG and his aggressive center game. Again, now controlling the center of the stage. Now SNG trying to hide behind that tube. Tries to go for that grab, but that rush knocks it away. SNG takes more damage, bringing the match a little bit closer. We'll see if SNG can pop this rush, or if he even needs it to get this last little bit of health off of Prince to go in round 1 here. Just a couple more hits from SNG will do it. One more to be precise. And there it is. There it is. Half the tubes on the stage are gone, though, so pretty soon we will be off to having a totally flat, totally open stage. We'll see if SNG and Prince continue using those tubes to their fullest, or if it seems like so far they are content to ignore them, to ignore the comfort of hiding. Both have their rushes open, so it is... There we go. There's another tube down because of that grab. Very close, very well-placed grab. And Prince trying to rush through that tube. SNG is able to get away and smack him out of it. really, S&G playing a very solid, very commanding offensive game from the center of the stage without really having to hide behind the edges of the stage too much at all. Both fairly even now. Both, again, have their full rushes. This round, I feel, is anyone's. S&G is able to get away and smack Prince down again. He just will not let Prince's rushes connect. One more hit from S&G, narrowly hitting that grab away from Prince. Both down to where they just need one hit off of the other, and it is round over. It is round over. Both have their rush. Either one of them could end this right now, but we may end up going to timer. We only have 5 seconds left. There's the rush from Prince. S&G gets hit. He almost avoids it with 2 seconds left on the clock, but doesn't quite get there. Doesn't quite do it. Now starting off round 3, we'll see who wins. We are down to just one little tube guy. So there is not much in the way to hide behind on DNA anymore. And Prince is taking pretty good advantage of that fact with that grab. S&G still in a little bit of a health and rush advantage over Prince, though. We'll see. There's the rush from S&G. He tries going through that tube. We are now in the flat zone. Prince is able to retaliate and catch S&G with his own rush, though. We are now reset, and S&G is down a significant amount of health against Prince. Now that the tubes are totally gone, it is really just a matter of who can control that center stage the best at this point. Prince already has that rush built up. He has another one locked and loaded right there in the gun, and he is not afraid to use it. Doesn't quite connect. S&G is able to shield through it, though. We'll see if S&G can connect this. No, he doesn't. He whiffs it. Neither one wanting to let each other touch themselves with that rush. Both down to a pretty low amount of health. There it is. I was about to say S&G just needs that one more hit, and he got it. We were close to running that down to the timer to where it could have been anyone's game, but it was S&G's to get that match too. So we are onward to round 4 and seeing what these two fellows take us to. And we're going back to DNA. I love it when the commentary booth does not have to do anything to set the match up. Big fan. Love that for me. Love that for me. And I love getting to watch these two on DNA. So it works out pretty well for everybody involved, I would say. And we're seeing Prince change up his arms just a little bit. Going with a nunchuck in the right, but keeping that exploder on lock. That way there's still some sense of an AoE threat to keep S&G away. S&G doesn't seem super phased, though. Able to get a pretty significant chunk of health right there off of Prince pretty early in the match. Both dancing a little bit more around the tubes, a little bit more than they did last matchup. Both very similar amounts of health. It is crazy how equal these two players are, even though I would say a lot of people would agree that Coil is realistically one of the strongest, if not the strongest character in the game. It is crazy how evenly S&G can match Prince's Coil. Like like it's nothing. It's almost, there's a little bit of effort involved, but not a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But both back to being pretty equal because they are just that strong of a matchup. There's not too much that can keep these two far apart from each other. We're going to time. Who wins? SNG takes the round. He just has a little bit more health, just one extra pixel over Prince. And SNG going for the grab straight away and immediately getting punished for it. We'll see if SNG can keep controlling the center of the stage like he did with the last round. If he can keep that up, SNG ends up getting the narrowly avoids that counter rush from Prince. Ooh, that was tight. Oh my gosh. I had to take a second to register what was going on there. Oh my goodness. Ooh. And Prince finally getting SNG away. SNG was trying to close in so hard there. And Prince finally getting that grab to knock away a little bit, create a little bit more space in there, and bring the offensive back to SNG. We see Prince outrush SNG, gets him right out of the rush, depletes the bar, and KOs SNG all in one go. It's all too easy, And now just one last little pillar to hide behind. We'll see if either one even wants to use or break it. Both trying to keep their distance, waiting for the other to create that opening so that way they can get in and smack each other. SNG doing a fairly solid job of making sure that Prince can't get up and smacking him down with that Slamamander. There we go. They've started using and dancing around that pillar. It is gone now. Prince lands a rush against SNG to get that 200 some off. SNG a little bit lower at a disadvantage, especially after that grab taking off 150 of his life. We'll see if SNG can use his rush in order to bring it back. No, another grab. SNG in a bad spot. One more punch from Prince will do it and take us into a round 5, a match 5. And there it is. There we go. There's one match 5 right on the way from SNG and Prince to you guys. And now, if I know these boys, and I know that I do, they're going to pick one of the best maps, the most climactic maps to have a round 5 on. And that map is, you guessed it, DNA Lab. DNA Lab, let's go. Oh man, they sure do love having their even matchup. And both sticking pretty well to their guns. Not really any changes in arm matchup or moveset. SNG again trying to control the center of the map without really trying hard not to use those tubes to hide behind, making sure that those are a pretty solid resource for later on in the game. SNG backed into a corner, trying to get out of it, succeeds, but possibly ends up in another corner. They trade grabs, so nobody gets hit. Prince rushing through the tube, not even caring, and getting the 355 off of SNG, permanently charging his arms. SNG has his own rush counter fully charged, but has a way to go. As far as Prince's health is concerned, that is a big bar to knock down. And again, simple little smacks, making sure that Prince can't get off the ground after that initial knockdown. And Prince trying to use that nunchuck to get around the tube and get at SNG, but SNG doesn't let it happen. He goes in for the grab from that center stage and secures the round win. All right, and Prince just starts rushing right off the bat. The round starts and he just goes straight at it. SMG tries to retaliate but gets grabbed in the end on his own. Prince at full health and SMG getting closer to that 25% mark as the seconds tick by. Another grab from Prince. It's almost like SNG is letting himself get grabbed by Prince to up the suspense, up the drama a little bit. But that's what makes these two so entertaining. They play so well off of each other. They are so well balanced. I never really know what's going to happen. Prince ends up taking the round with a perfect and a full rush gauge to start the final round. Whoever wins this is going to end up advancing to finals. Prince getting knocked out of that rush really early into the match, making a huge whiff of it. SNG and now has his own to go and pop whenever he feels like he needs to. We're going to see. He ends up getting that extra chip off of the grab from that explosion. That is insane. Very well-timed grabs. Very well-timed, one bit of a rush, but just to get grabbed out of it by Prince. He's able to successfully dodge and keep SMG on his toes, landing his own rush, finally getting that 335 off and putting SMG in a pretty bad position, but SMG's able to get himself out of it, and this last round, it is anyone's match. It is anybody's match. Both dancing around each other, just trying not to stay still, not stay in the way of those explosions, because even if that arm does not connect, they are still getting a little bit of damage from that explosion itself. Very solid shields by SMG to make sure he's not taking that chip damage from the explosion. There we go, and both pop their rushes, but SMG gets enough distance to not get hit out by Prince and ends up getting that extra damage at the end to secure the match 5 win and move on to the next part of the bracket. That was insane. That was insane. Okay. Ooh. So, hey, listen. Winners finals is up right now. Astro and Aya. Whew. Get in here. Incredible match from Prince and SNG. Oh, that was incredible. And while we're waiting on Aya and Astro to show up, speaking of the devil, there's Aya. Now we wait for Astro to show up. We're just going to have a little moment where good old Brett has to reset the names again and pray that the game lets me keep them where they are. That would be so cool of the game. All right, there we go. And if all goes well tonight and I get to go to bed on time, we have 2 more matches in store for you guys before some very, very big news. If all goes excellent and I go to bed late tonight, we have 3 matches. Because if the winner of losers finals ends up winning grand finals, we end up going into a secondary match to decide the winner. So we've got Astro, we've got Aya. both of them are here. Where are we dropping? Where are you gamers going? All right. Well, you guys know what I have said for years as one of the most reliable commentators in the ARMS community over the past 2 hours or so, 3 hours, is that I love DNA Lab. I love DNA Lab so much. Especially when we get to see 2 different characters on DNA. We get to see Max and we get to see Cobra. I am not even bringing out the clapback and Astro trying to explode some stuff. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Both staying pretty quick to stay in the center. Astro immediately trying to use that tube to cover up a little bit of his girth. Max Brass is a very wide boy, very easy to hit with Cobra's huge arms. So definitely makes some sense to try to use those tubes a little bit early. Avoiding that grab, just knocking it down and hitting Aya with that explosion with ease. Aya's pretty close to having a rush and being able to counter. Oh, Astro getting it off first and not even caring that Aya could put him in that 25% danger zone. There we go. Aya's rush ends up connecting, takes that 285 off. Not quite enough to bring him down to that 25% mark, but that throw will, that grab will. And Aya is this close. Both of them are so close. They just need one more hit off Brass, especially a big danger, but does not matter when you've got the power of hitting his own arms on your side to cause a little bit of explosive damage. And Astro playing a little bit more aggressively to start off the match. Really cementing himself down in the center of the stage there against Aya. Not giving her the opportunity to jump up and get a little bit of a height advantage with her attacks. Already has a rush fully built up. Aya's going to be there any second now, and she's able to dodge most of his, but still gets hit with that 170. That is a big chunk of her health. And something huge to come back from with how much health Astro still has. There we go. Aya hits with her own rush, getting that 300, bringing that health bar a little bit more back to even and following up with getting that grab for 170. A little bit more of an even match now, but Astro does have those permanently buffed arms just like SNG Springman when he hits that 25%. Does not matter because Aya is able to get that grab and in the match, taking round 1 off of Astro. I tell you, the Balloon Boy fan club is going to be in full force after that first match. For sure, 100%. Oh, and now they want to do randoms. Okay, so they're getting everything because I said so. So, Scrapyard, Buster Beach, Sky Arena, Via, Temple Ground, Sparring Ring, Spring Stadium, that one. Cool, yeah, we got everything. All right. Good luck, have fun, enjoy your randoms. I hope you get DNA Lab again. I swear to God, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. Again, really? I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out if I have to commentate one more game after this one on DNA. I'm gonna crash out. But this isn't about me. This is about them. This is about them right now. And Aya Aya trying to take off a little bit more health so that way Astro does not build up an early lead over her health-wise. They're pretty even now, but Astro is getting really good at making sure that that curve connects. Disabling her arm, making sure she can't really do much of anything, but she's fighting back pretty steadily, making sure she can keep some of the ground that he's trying to take from her, but he goes right in, grabs that rush, and brings her down to pretty close. He just needs to get one more hit off, and that is a round 1 for Astro right there. All right, and starting off round 2, Aya a little bit more on the offensive, immediately busting out that rush, almost avoiding that tube entirely and getting over 200 health off of Astro, all within the first couple seconds of the match. That's insane. Aya trying to stay a little bit further away, but still be a little dominant over that center, trying to get that grab, but Astro counters with his own and sends her flying into that tube, ruining that little advantage for everybody in the process, and making sure that he saw that opportunity to land that rush, and he took it. Both are, well, we're pretty even up until that grab. Astro definitely being a little bit more offensive now, compared to what he was in that first match. Because he is definitely not keen to let Aya walk all over him and take the win, but she doesn't really care. She's going to go ahead and do it anyway and takes round 2 off of Astro. We will see who wins round 6 of DNA Lab in this matchup. Aya starting out strong, immediately smacking out with those arms, throwing hands. You can tell how hungry both of these players are for this win. Astro cannot be dethroned, and Aya wants to be the one to do it. She's getting smacked around by that rush, though. Astro just being a little bit too offensive, a little too dominating, and that is hard to get around when it comes to Max Bresh. You would think he would be a really easy target, but he's the commish for a reason. He is solid, but not solid enough to avoid that huge rush from Aya. She just needs to get that one more hit off him. If she can do it, or hit that explosive arm and get that little bit of chip, she ends up taking the round and moving us over to round 3. But we'll see if she can continue dodging his attacks and getting that win. It is close. Both of them just need that one hit to connect, and there it is for Astro getting that round 3 win. That round 6 win on DNA Lab, moving us to round 3 and tying things up 1-1. And they're going random again. We thankfully do not have 3 more rounds of DNA Lab. We get to avoid a commentator crash out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, life is so good for everybody here. And we get to take it to Temple. The Fates have taken us to Temple, where the 2 of them are going to decide who wins match 3. Aya starting off with the advantage position with the high ground, keeping Astro a little bit lower and starting to back him up into that back corner there. Astro needs to try to get out of this corner ASAP. There he goes. He does it, weaves his way between those pillars, and swaps positions with Aya effectively. Aya playing a little bit more cautious now, bringing out the clapback so that way she can hopefully avoid a few more of Astro's punches, but it is not seeming to help, and we seem to have frozen up. There we go. Big oop from everyone involved. Thankfully, we can just go ahead and play that back. There wasn't really much to be played in that round. I tell you, Astro, somebody certainly died, and I'm just glad it was not me. That would be a big damper on the night for everybody. But yeah, once y'all both get back in here, we'll hop in. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll run it back on Temple. Let me remove the randoms because that was looking fun. There you go. All right, and there we go. I believe everybody is back and ready to run it back on Temple grounds, picking right up where we left off. And just waiting on Astro to get resituated here. Waiting on that good ready up before we can go and begin running it back there. There we go. Speak of the devil. See, kids, if there's anything that I can teach you about commentating and putting on the headset, it is 2 important life lessons. 1, don't be scared. It's just talking about things. And 2, being passive aggressive moves the world. It is an important skill to have, especially as we are winding right back up to this round 1, and both players are trying to just make sure they are at the advantage, backing each other into a corner. Aya slapping Astro onto that high ground early on and really cementing an advantage here. She's going to be the first that's going to be able to pop open that rush here. And we'll see if that does help build up a little bit of an advantage for her. Oh, and Astro starting to come in with his own grab, taking away a good chunk of health from Aya. Between that grab for 170 and that punch for 110, definitely makes a very quick work out of Aya's total health pool there. Still a way to go, and Aya ends up popping that rush. Astro shields, pops his own, and ends up getting the tail end of it to knock that 200 off of her, bringing the match a little bit more even. But Aya immediately retaliates, explodes him, pops him right back. The two are so close, so neck and neck, so tight when it comes to health. Aya's got him down to about last 25%. I hope she has a plan to knock him down that remaining amount. It is significantly harder when he does have that reflect as well as those perma buffed arms. And there it is. Aya is able to get that round 1 win. And I just realized I gotta... Man, the game really had me going there for a little bit because I gotta do this little number like mid-match because I wasn't paying attention. Man, that's awful. I hate this game. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Aya starting off with an incredibly strong lead and immediately getting hit by that rush to go and bring it back a little bit more even, putting them both back at a fairly even level of health. The two really just trading blows back and forth, taking Aya will take one chunk, Astro will take the next, and Aya getting that grab, really cementing her lead within this round, within this matchup. We'll see if she can get this last punch off without needing to pop a rush. Astro has a little bit to go in order to wear her down. He does end up having a rush. He could if he finds the opportunity in at any moment, but he can't. Aya finds that opportunity first, and ends up taking round 3 off of Astro. Now, with this next round, Aya could possibly take it all and send Astro down to losers finals to play off S&G one more time. Or Astro can always bring it back. Oh, they're going back to Temple. Okay, cool. Awesome. Astro has decided it is time to take the kid gloves off, though, getting rid of that max press and heading straight into that coil. Making sure he can really utilize the height advantage that this map can give him, starting from that high ground and using coil's floating ability to get way up there. Both being very reluctant up until just now to actually be able to take a hit off of each other. Astro getting a solid advantage with that little bit of poison chip damage. He's been able to double it. Not a lot of people really end up using those poison arms, but they are super helpful for not necessarily that chip damage, but that little bit of stutter that prevents the character from moving every half second or so there. It is a huge debuff in the grand scheme of things, and it shows. As soon as that poison was applied, that lets Astro go and get that perfect comboing everything so effectively. That rush, everything. We'll see if Astro can go for the repeat. We're already not going to end up seeing a perfect, but Aya is definitely applying some pressure, getting that rush and getting that chip damage, busting that arm down. Again, disabling that arm. Aya is doing everything she can to just gimp him and make sure that he can't end up doing anything. Astro gets a little bit off of that rush to get 170 off of Aya, but she is still at a huge advantage so far in the match. And Astro went ahead. He was able to get that poison on her. We'll see if he can compound that and get a little bit more chip damage. Aya going for that rush, whiffs it. Not able to get that to connect into anything but a shield. That is okay for that little bit of chip damage, and she can start building that up again, and she is going to need to, because Astro almost has his rush available, and there it is. He can pop that. There it is. And he whiffs it as well. He gets a little bit of damage on that last punch, but just does not connect most of it. Aya is down a good bit. I was about to say significantly, but it's still close to where she can bring it back, especially now that she has her rush charged and ready to go. There it is. And more shields. More shields. They are just not letting each other get caught in 4K with those rushes. It is not happening today. Now, we have 4 seconds left. So if we just stall the timer. No, doesn't even need to stall the timer. Astro ends up getting that hit at the literal last second in order to secure that win. We are going to round 5. Next round, winner takes all. Do you guys want randoms again? Question mark. Yeah, you guys are getting randoms again. Okay, you're not saying anything different. Very cool. Oop. Almost forgot Scrapyard. That way it's true randoms. There you go. Enjoy Buster Beach. All right, so starting out strong, Aya making sure not to go backwards into that no-no zone to where she would end up getting put into that corner, a little hard to get out of. Astro is a little bit more carefree because it doesn't really matter too much when you're in the air, but both trying to stay on the offensive. Aya making sure she's using that clapback just to avoid that hit from that right arm of Coil, making sure she doesn't get any more of that poison afflicted to get that chip damage or that extra little jitter. But Astro finding a way through that clapback, hits with the rush for 200, getting a good chunk of that health off of her. We'll see if Aya now has that rush ready and available, if she can use that effectively to, yes, she can. Yes, she can. And that gets 345 right there off of Astro, making it a much more even game. Aya at a little bit of an advantage. And now Astro backed into a corner, was able to get out of it though. Aya may be coming off a little too strong, a little too aggressive. We'll see if she can bring it back. It just needs one more hit from Coil in order for that round 1 to go to Astro. But we'll see if she can evade enough. If she can pop this rush off, there is a potential path for victory. And no, there just isn't enough chip damage. There is not enough chip damage. And now Astro will start round 2 with a fully charged rush gauge that he could just use right off the bat. Don't see why he would do that though. That'd be silly. And Aya needs to pick up the slack to go and get herself in that same kind of position. Both are pretty even now from the start of the round. Astro having a little bit of a harder time dodging Aya's fairly straight punches. Now that she's ditched the clapback, she's decided shield ain't working, so she has dropped it. But that does allow Astro to get those rushes off a little bit easier. Aya going in for the rush, gets hit by a shield though, nearly breaks it, but gets grabbed towards the end of it. Just needs a really solid way to break through Astro's defensive. He is playing it very safe, very shielded, but still in a fairly good position where it is not safe for her to go for that grab. He tries getting that rush in, doesn't work, doesn't happen, and she gets that grab, getting maybe a little bit more of an advantage. Got hit. No poison applied though. Thankfully got hit with the left arm, not the right one. And now Aya, she does have that full rush gauge, just like last time. If she can find an opening, if she can find a way, she can make this match a little bit more even to end the round. Maybe she can do that after that grab. Maybe she goes for it. There it is. Does she connect? No. And again, just like last time, doesn't even need to be enough chip damage. Astro ends up getting the grab out of her rush to take the win for round 5, moving on to grand finals. And now we get to see our friends, our boys, our goats, Aya and SNG play one more time. All right, and it looks like they want to pop in and do a little bit of random, so I am going to let them do their thing, and we will see where fate in the night takes us. Unfortunately, Balloon Boy fans, I'm sorry for the last round. I know you guys are in shambles, but there is plenty of time for Balloon Boy to bring it back and go up against Astro again, maybe for a little bit of a redemption arc. How cool would that be? All right, and so for the first matchup of Losers Finals, we are seeing Springman and Kid Cobra on Scrapyard. bit of a fun stage for this matchup, I would say. Definitely. I don't know that either character is going to be able to make really effective use of that high ground. I would expect them to stay in the pit like this for most of the match. But I don't see them using those pillars to hide behind either. This is going to be a very offensive game, a very offensive matchup, and they are going to be going for each other's throat constantly, like we're seeing from SNG just nailing Aya with just those straightforward punches, trying to get that grab. Seeing if he can create an opportunity to get this rush off. One of the pillars already down, and there's that opportunity for that rush I was talking about, and he gets the 275 off of Aya to go in the first round, just like that. There we go. I'm really glad that they can be at each other's throats and Aya can get that rush off while I'm distracted changing the names. Oh, that is so good stuff. I wouldn't have been able to focus on everything if I was trying to commentate that and change the names in my life. But these two, again, so even. And I think it shows a lot that Prince, SNG, Aya, they're all in this really similar league from where they play against each other very frequently. They know each other very well. They know their playstyles very well. And it leads to these really entertaining, really even, really fun matchups between all three of them. And I'm excited to see where round 2 ends up taking us. We are going to Sky Arena. All right. Normally, this is how I like to end my nights, but I'm glad to see it pop up at some point. All right, and both players sticking to their guns. SNG got that good Slamamander and that Freezy. Aya staying with the popper, no clapback, because she respects SNG just a little bit not to do that to him right really early in the match. But we'll see if both staying in that pit, surprisingly, using that little bit of low ground to have that smaller target not really get hit as easy. But as both dance onto that platform, Aya ends up getting that rush, getting that 290 off of SNG, getting him pretty close to that point where he is just permanently charged all day, every day, all the time, and becomes a much larger threat. We'll see if Aya can play it smart and work right now on building up her own rush to then go and get SNG to that 25% mark. There he is. Her rush is coming up close. She might not even need it. She gets the grab for the 170. He just has one more hit that she needs to get off of him. And she's dancing around looking for the opening, looking for that one hit. There it is. There it is. And she ends up getting the first round win. Both players get to start with a full rush gauge. Aya starting right off the bat incredibly offensively. Not having an opening, but creating an opening. Aya ends up landing the rush, seeing an open opportunity after SNG was finishing up a little dash, having a bit of a vulnerable moment there in Sky Arena. SNG finding his own, doing the same, just repeating it. She's dashing in there. He's going to go ahead and rush her, get that damage off, make the game a little bit more equal. And the two now at each other's throats. SNG disabling that left arm so that way she is stuck. She cannot move. SNG now in that zone where he is super buff again all day, every day. He has been drinking his protein. He has to when he's down that bad so he can secure a dub like that. Fantastic, fantastic round 2. And now we'll see who can take off this run. Aya going ahead and starting with her rush, but getting hit out of it. Now SNG has his own. He can pop at any point, totally threat-free. But she don't care. She goes for that grab. She knows it's vulnerable. It could be a mistake, but she got it. And now Aya really applying the pressure, so that way she's throwing an arm to the right, she's throwing an arm to a left. No matter what way he dodges other than back, he is getting hit with the amount of spread that her arms end up having as a result of Cobra's larger arms. Both could pop their rush at any moment. They are looking for an opportunity. I can sense it. I can feel it. She is dancing around that square. She's looking for that one moment, that one little moment. There it is. There it is. SNG freezes her and tries going in for that rush, but no, not a rush. She grabbed. That was a grab. Oh my goodness. But man, she expected that opportunity for the rush. She got it. Now SNG down to his last little bit of health, trying to back her into a corner and get out of this bad situation he's found himself in, but he just has one, maybe two. Nope, just one more hit, and Aya ends up taking the round. We go to round 3, and we are moving on. We are moving on. We are tied 1-1. All right, and nobody's saying anything about anything, so they are doing randoms again. We are doing ramen bowl. I am again hungry. I have not eaten dinner, and we started this at 7 p.m., so I am dying. It has been 3.5 hours. Let's go. Let's go. All right, and SNG pretty content to stay down in the bowl. He's kind of, normally that low ground is not an advantage, but he sure is turning it into one. He is not letting Aya get the most of having that high ground, what is normally the advantage, getting her almost down. No, now down to half of her health. Aya only just now getting a hit off of him, and he tries going in for the rush. Gets a little bit of it, gets that 235 off of Aya. Now she has a rush of her own. She could go at any point and bring this back. There she tries, and it gets met with a solid shield, just allowing her to get a little bit of chip. She does get that arm disabled, though, to get a little bit of damage off of SNG, but there it is. SNG sees the opening with that Slamamander and slaps her right in the face with it. And now we'll see if SNG can go and repeat that success using that low ground to his advantage to avoid getting hit. Not doing a super stellar job of it this go around, though. I think Aya's caught on a little bit. SNG looking for an opening to bring that rush out in, seeing where he could go and use that to its fullest advantage. Really making sure Aya cannot get up in the air, countering that with a smack from that Slamamander every single time. Making sure she just cannot escape it. There it is. There's that rush. Unfortunately, just gets the one hit and she goes to the ground, so he does not get to make use out of it. But she is down a significant portion of health. She can bring it back at any point with her own rush if she just finds that one little opening. That one little opening in... There it is. Is that the crack in SNG's armor? No! And she gets punished hard for it. And one more smack from the Slamamander. That is match 3. Done and dusted. SNG 2-1. We have maybe one more to go. If SNG can win this next matchup, he ends up going up against Astro in grand finals. So maybe last match of the night. We'll find out. We'll see. All right, and running it back to Sky Arena from a little bit earlier. By now, these two are pretty accustomed to how each other plays on this match, or on this map, I should say. So this should be a very exciting, very solid round. Very solid parries from SNG so far to match, or get rid of those early possible hits. Aya playing a very, really both playing very aggressively. Aya trying to go for the rush, but getting hit with that shield once again. SNG is not letting those through anymore like he was earlier on in the night. He is done with it. SNG trying to get a little bit closer so that way he can, you know, create that opening, that chip in Aya's armor to take advantage of to get that rush in. We'll see if he gets the opportunity. There it is. He ends up landing, getting that 300. Ooh, 300. Bringing it back to being right there in his favor, in his pocket. And there's this final smack. 120 off of Aya. Ends up doing it to take round one. And both at this point, I think both of them, they're both done playing defensively. They are both going on the full offensive now. They do not care. They want the win. They want to be the one to dethrone Astro. SNG just playing very, very aggressive, very uncharacteristically of him. Getting that 300 off the rush again this early, making very short work of Aya's health. Really making sure she does not have a solid counter for that Slamamander. It is really the big thing allowing SNG to dominate the field, and there it is. There is the match 4 win for SNG, moving him on to grand finals against Astro. Ooh, in what is maybe our final match of the night. We'll see though if SNG can pull off the win. If SNG can pull off the win against Astro, we are on to a second grand finals match to determine the real winner. And while I'm working on resetting the scoreboard, how's everybody enjoying the night? How's everybody enjoying the stream? Are we having fun? Are we having a good time? I hope so. Cool. I'm glad, Arm Central, I'm glad you of all people are having fun. This is my first time solo commentating, and honestly, I thought this would be much worse than what it has been so far. So yeah, I really hope you guys have been enjoying tonight, because I know I have. It has been a fantastic night of ARMS. And here we go into grand finals. We've got SNG and Astro. They are bent on doing randoms. We are heading to Buster Beach for that first match. SNG again starting off really aggressively, but both dancing around, avoiding each other pretty well to where no one is really wanting to take a hit until right there. Astro finally gets that first punch in. And both of them, it almost feels like they know where each other is going to be punching, so that way they can dodge effectively. Astro going in for that rush, finding that effective time and place to do it. SNG meeting it with its own, but he gets met with that shield. He gets met with the shield, just gets that little bit of chip damage. We'll see if SNG, with how defensive this first round is, SNG could end up bringing this back big time. There's not really a huge advantage as far as Astro is concerned here, especially now that Astro is frozen. There goes that hit to knock him back a little bit. SNG almost took control of the match there for one quick second, but Astro said no, went in for that grab. Now we got a couple of rushes. SNG gets denied that throw, gets hit with that rush, and just has that one little tiny pixel of health. One more hit, that'll about do it. Or if Astro is feeling saucy and feels like BMing, we're just going to run out this timer, and Astro gets a win anyway. There it is. There it is. All right, and so round 2, SNG feeling a little bit more defensive, I think, this go-around. He's definitely not throwing punches as much. Wasn't really a reason to, since he had that rush to burn and get that 310 right there off of Astro. Being met with that grab, though, that 150 is a tough pill to swallow after such a big win of getting that health down. SNG getting a hit a good bit more. His defensive playstyle isn't quite working around this time. Another grab. Astro is just predicting him a little bit too well, a little bit too easily. And SNG is able to get that shield off of Astro. Both are very, very close health-wise. If SNG can find a solid opening to get this rush, Yep. If he gets a solid opening to land this rush, he can go and get this round and bring us to a round 3 and have the opportunity to take Buster Beach. But it is going, yep, there it is. He couldn't quite find that opening in time, and Astro gets that one last hit to get that first match point off of SNG and bring us over to round 2. All right, I was wondering if we were ever going to see Mazo tonight. Now, I tell you, the last time I see Astro play on Mazo, right, it was, I think, 2 seasons ago, the one time I was invited to commentate with Malieve. And it was against Pixel, I think, and Astro just floated there. It was funny to watch. But it goes to show how much skill Astro has as a player, just playing a very, very pure game of ARMS, really sticking to the fundamentals. But I don't know that he's going to get away with that here with SNG. Just not going to happen. SNG's playing a little bit too, really a solid mix of aggression and defense, making sure, he's sending out both his arms in both directions, making sure whenever he is sending it out, if it can hit Astro, it's because he's dodging into it. Both have their rush. We'll see who goes in for the opportunity first. Disabled SNG, but did not go in for it. Would have been a solid opening, solid opportunity. But instead, SNG gets that little bit of rush damage off first, follows up with that explosion to keep Astro down. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That's some good stuff. And we'll see if SNG can keep up this solid lead against Astro in this first round. Astro has a rush he can pop at any point, but SNG has almost built his up. If he can build it up, and there it is, and find that opening, this first round is over. Doesn't even need to use it. Both players are going to start out round 2 with a solid rush gauge. And so we'll see if either one of them are feeling saucy enough to use it right off the bat. Will they do it? No, they won't. They're chicken. That's okay. But Astro getting a pretty solid lead right off the bat. Didn't really need to use that rush. That's okay. And now we're just going to wait and see if either one can create a good enough opening to go and use that rush to get some early damage. I know SNG could really use that opening right now. He's brought it back. Gets hit with Astros. That start of an opening he made just went away, and that he brought it back. He hit the rush. He brought it back. It is neck and neck. Both players are fairly equal health-wise. Where this round could be anyone's game. SNG does have a little bit of an advantage now. As long as he can stay away from Coil's explosions, there is a good chance that SNG can successfully take this round off. But SNG's a little bit lower now. SNG is done. Round 2 is done. And next round will decide who ends up winning round 2. Both going in for it for the most part. Really, Astro relying on those explosions to create enough of an offensive pressure to where SNG really can't move all that much without getting hit by something. If it's not the arm, it's going to be the explosion. And if it's not the explosion, it's both. It's the arm and the explosion. Seeing SNG's health whittle away little by little, but fairly quickly as a result of it. Both of them, pretty nice rush gauge right now. I'd rate it a solid, 9 out of 10. That was a good time to use that rush. Getting that 380 off of Astro, bringing the round back in favor of SNG. We'll see if he can keep it up. He really needs to avoid those explosions, though. Not a super great way to get around them. Whenever Coil has a whole 3 of them she could send out at any given time. But SNG is doing a fantastic job at shielding behind it, knowing when to shield, when to go back on the offensive. But he does get caught by Astro's rush and just has that pixel of health left. We'll see if, nope, that explosion's going to get him. Astro is going to win round 2. And we're going on to round 3. Alrighty, little bit of Via Dulce. Okay. This is a map where if SNG can get out of this corner and get Astro into the other corner, it kind of nullifies a little bit what Coil can do. Sure, she can float around in the air, but she doesn't really have all that much room to move around in. But it's going to be really dependent on whether or not SNG can get out of this corner and make the most of the stage. He's already down a pretty good chunk of health to where it's going to be a little bit harder to go and bring it back at this point. He is going to need to go on the offensive and really try to drive Astro back. But now that he does have that rush, fully charged up, that is something that's going to be a little bit easier to put some pressure on Astro. You can see he's already trying to stay a good bit further away. So that way SNG can't as easily connect really anything. He can't back him into a corner. Now Astro throwing out the grabs, really trying to keep SNG away. SNG finally closing in, getting Coil into the back streets, showing Astro what is wrong with taking the back streets, popping that rush, not really landing, but knocking Coil down, which is a pretty decent advantage. But Astro does still have that rush that he could pop at any point in order to take this round away from SNG. But he might not need to do that. One more hit or just another 2 seconds, and the round goes to Astro. There it is. And Astro gets that round 1 win. Now, I think one thing where SNG maybe started out a little weak last game was the same, almost that same situation where he gets backed into that corner a little bit too soon instead of taking that offensive more directly to Astro. It seems like he's learned from that mistake, though. Both are pretty even. Astro playing a very offensive game, just throwing out punches, trying to get SNG caught in some kind of explosion, some kind of chip damage. And getting there little by little as SNG is shielding those hits, shielding those explosions, but not enough to dent the health bar until that rush comes out. Getting that full 3. Ooh, that 310 is rough, and getting the shield right after that, that is a huge advantage on Astro's side of things. Fairly even matchup. Fairly even matchup in health pool. Little bit of an advantage towards SN. Well, no, we're back to an even matchup with a tiny. Oh, I didn't actually think that would kill. I knew that would be close. I didn't think that would kill though. Whew, that's crazy. But that is a match 3 to Astro. Ooh, you know what? I just realized all sets are best of 5, actually. So that's it. Astro wins. That is a 3-peat, 3-time in a row invitational win for Astro. So that's it. Astro takes season 17. Fantastic performance by everyone, though. All the matches we got to watch tonight, I think were so fun to watch. Everyone played so fantastically. It was so good to have such a great night of arms and to be able to bring this to you guys. It's so good to be included and get to do this. So thank you all for tuning in and joining me tonight in this night of arms. But I believe I did promise a couple of announcements at the beginning of the stream. So announcement number 1 is we will be right back here next Saturday, or this Saturday, in like 2 days. We have partnered up with a French esports org by the name of Team Arcade. And they are going to start building up a monthly arms tournament that is free to enter, uses the standard Backrooms rule set, and you can sign up for right now. Right now, there's a link in the Discord right now that you can use to sign up if you want to play arms this Saturday and be commentated by me again. And anyone can join. This is not an invitational. It will be fun. It will be a good time. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the chat if you want to go and sign up. Again, it's going to be fun. I'll be there. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. But past that, the second big announcement is, as I'm sure you know, the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out next week, next Thursday. And that's really cool. But there's an even bigger thing happening in the month of June, and that is ARMS' 8th anniversary. Huh, isn't that exciting? On June 16th, ARMS is going to be 8 years old. Wow, I'm old. I was 22 when it came out. That's crazy. So, in order to talk about everything that we're doing for the 8th anniversary, I'm going to pass you over to the Arms Central YouTube channel for a little tiny video that we prepared for you all to show what exactly we are doing in the month of June, all the good, fun, cool events that you can look forward to and play and enjoy and compete in. It will be a lot of fun, I promise. So I'll see you there over in the Arms Central chat. Okay, goodbye everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing Arms and continuing to be here like 8 years later. This is awesome. It's a great